What is good, guys? I am back with an absolute banger of a manhwa today. No cap, we are skipping the fluff and diving straight into the action. We kick things off in Yunuo City, panning up to the massive Grand Jiyun Hotel. This place is a 5-star flex, practically dripping in crazy old money and absolute power. We cut straight to one of the penthouses. Water is running in the bathroom, some girl is in the shower. Out in the bedroom, we spot this total creep named Feng Chao. With zero hesitation, he literally picks up her discarded dress and takes a massive sniff. A totally unhinged smirk creeps onto his face as he whispers, "Jiayao, you are going to be mine, whatever it takes." But right as he is swimming in his own toxic delusion, boom, the doorbell buzzes. A voice echoes from the hallway. "Yo, your food order is here." Completely triggered, Feng Chao rolls his eyes and stomps over. "Hold your horses, I am coming." He swings the door wide. Standing right there in a uniform is our main guy, Ye Chen. Super polite, Ye Chen goes, "Here is your meal, bro." But mid-sentence, his gaze locks onto the background. Perfect timing, the bathroom door swings open. Wang Jiayao steps out rocking nothing but a bath towel, soaking wet hair dripping down her collarbone. She glances at the rich dude, super chill. "Feng Chao, did you snag my outfit?" And then, she spots Ye Chen. Dead silence. She turns to stone. Ye Chen's brain completely short-circuits. His grip slips. The takeout bags crash onto the hardwood. Feng Chao immediately loses his mind. "Are you blind?" But before he can pop off, Jiayao randomly gasps, "Hubby." Feng Chao does a double take. "Hubby?" The math suddenly starts mathing. He sizes Ye Chen up, a wicked sneer crossing his face. "Wait, this absolute loser is your husband? An Uber Eats driver?" He busts out laughing, flexing his massive ego. "Bro, I cannot believe I'm tipping Wang Jiayao's garbage bag of a spouse." Right then, a switch flips inside Ye Chen. He stares a hole straight through Jiayao, his voice shaking with pure heartbreak. "Wang Jiayao, I played the perfect house husband for 3 solid years. I whipped up 3 meals a day. I scooped literal dog poop. I fed your pets. I am not complaining about the grind, but I gave you my whole heart." The pain in his tone deepens. 36 months, and you never even let me hold your hand. We get a quick flash to the past, Jiayao shoving him away like a pest. "Back off, grab a blanket, and hit the floor." Snap back to reality. Yi Chen is shouting now, fighting back literal tears. "I genuinely thought you had morals, but here you are catching vibes in a hotel with some random dude. He sounds so utterly broken. Why would you do this to me?" But Jiayao? Zero guilt, not even a flinch. "Ice cold," she snaps back. "Why? Because the guy I married is a broke delivery boy who barely exists." She literally points at Feng Chao like he is a trophy. "Do you even know who you are staring at? Chief Executive Officer of a massive investment group, the Feng family heir, straight up Yunuo City royalty with hundreds of millions in the bank." Then she hits Ye Chen with the nastiest glare. "That is the kind of alpha I deserve, not some bottom-feeding scrub like you." Catching the vibe, Feng Chao wraps his arm around her shoulder, tossing Ye Chen a filthy smirk. "Look, since you are legally her man, I will not report you to your boss. Just pretend I tossed that food to a stray dog." Then he drops the ultimate disrespect. "Honestly, get on your knees and beg right now, and I might just drop a 5-star review." Yi Chen is absolutely fuming. The pure audacity. "You think cash makes you a god?" Feng Chao ignores him, leaning into Jiayao. "Just ignore the peasant, babe." Cut off mid-sentence, Ye Chen blitzes forward and chokeslams the rich kid against the wall. "Shut your mouth, you absolute creep." Feng Chao starts flailing, barely choking out, "Let go of me, psycho!" But instead of backing up her husband, Jiayao goes feral on Ye Chen. "Are you insane? Take your filthy hands off him and get out, or I am calling the cops." Watching his own wife shield the guy who wrecked their marriage, that completely shatters him. He drops the punk and just whispers out loud, "Wang Jiayao." Boom, another flashback hits. His grandpa telling him, "She is the one I picked for your future." Back in the day, Yi Chen genuinely believed they could build a real life. Turns out, he was totally capping himself. Before he walks out that door, he drops one last reality check. "You are going to regret this, Wang Jiayao. Mark my words." He spins around and bails. Echoing down the hall, Jiayao screeches like a banshee. "The only thing I regret is tying the knot with a giant loser like you." Smash cut to the outside. Ye Chen is chilling on his moped. His cell buzzes. "Yeah, delivery service here." But the voice on the other line, it is this super dignified older dude, sounding crazy respectful. "Third young boss, your 3-year undercover test as a literal house slave officially wraps up today." Yi Chen does not say a word. The voice continues. "Phase 2 is all business. The big boss just bought out the entire Huaxing Corporation. The board is prepped for you to take over as chairman." And just like that, the plot twist hits. Our boy was never a broke scrub. He is a secret billionaire heir who was just completing a massive endurance test. His face goes completely stoic. Got it. The butler pauses for a second. The big boss also asked, should we officially welcome the young wife into the main family circle? Yi Chen's eyes turn to absolute ice. Cancel that. She is dead to me. Click. Fast forward to 8 o'clock tonight. Back at their shared apartment block, the tension is thick. Jia Yao is glaring from the corner, while Ye Chen zips up his duffel bag for good. A nasty smirk creeps onto her face. Throwing a tantrum over something so petty, Ye Chen whips around, eyes locked on hers. So, stabbing me in the back is just a minor glitch to you? Jia Yao does not even blink. What? Waiting for me to beg for forgiveness. Please. You devour our groceries, guzzle our water, and crash at our mansion for free. Even if I messed around, your only job is to shut up and take it. End of story. Yi Chen finally snaps. I swallowed your family's garbage for 3 agonizing years. Your folks dragged my name through the mud and physically trashed me in public, and I took every single hit. Your bloodline treated me like a punching bag. While you conveniently played blind, I swallowed my pride because I actually gave a damn about you. His voice goes ice cold, dropping the absolute hammer. Wang Jiayao, we are completely done. I want a divorce. She flares up instantly. The nerve you have to dump me, walk out that door, and kiss the designer lifestyle and the Audi goodbye. Ye Chen lets out a chilling chuckle. Keep your shiny toys. That hits her massive ego right where it hurts. The Wang dynasty is practically top tier, sitting on billions. You were always utter trash, she screeches at the top of her lungs. Bet. Have your stupid divorce. Honestly, Grandpa must have lost his mind, chaining me to a deadbeat like you. Unbothered, Ye Chen drops a deadpan response. Tomorrow morning, meet me at the registry office. She hesitates, backtracking slightly. Tomorrow is out. It is my grandmother's 80th birthday bash. I have to break this to the family board first. Better make it quick, Ye Chen demands. Ring my line when you are ready. He marches out into a massive, torrential downpour. His cell buzzes in his pocket. Young master, your ride is holding at the intersection. He pivots around. A massive fleet of pitch-black Rolls-Royces idles quietly under the storm. Men in sharp, dark suits dip into a perfectly synchronized bow. Welcome back, young master. A massive dude extends a premium umbrella. Drop it, Ye Chen murmurs smoothly. The freezing storm is exactly what my brain needs right now. Right on cue, another heavy hitter slides up, carefully wrapping a ridiculously high-end trench coat around Ye Chen. The second that fabric touches him, his whole vibe flips. His energy morphs into something insanely dark, suffocating, and radiating pure alpha boss energy. Pitching his voice into a low, terrifying rumble, he drops a single command: roll out. The exact second the luxury fleet peels out, random bystanders are left scraping their jaws off the pavement. The crowd absolutely loses its mind. Yo, is that a phantom? Wait, is that a whole squad of them? What kind of flex is this? High up in her penthouse, Jia Yao catches the crazy street noise and peeks over the balcony, her brows knit together in pure bewilderment. Why is a billionaire motorcade pulling out of our block? Did some absolute VIP just slide through? She is completely clueless that this supposed mega VIP is literally the exact same guy she just booted to the curb. Meanwhile, the curtain pulls back on Ye Chen's actual bloodline. Mainstream society obsesses over shadow empires like the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, and the Morgans. But the ultimate hidden bosses? That crown belongs to his squad. A literal dynasty, flexing over 100 billion in net worth, operating completely off the grid. You could scour every single Forbes list and never catch a whisper of their name. Cut to a wild new location. Yi Chen steps up to a private chopper. A security detail gives him a super respectful signal. Right this way, young master. Now we get the tea on how this empire forges its future kings. Dropping straight out of the crib at age 3, these kids get thrown into brutal vetting and hardcore survival tests. By the time they hit 5, they are juggling lethal combat training, classical piano, and multiple foreign tongues all at once. Hitting 18 means they have already crushed a full 4-year Ivy League business degree. But book smarts do not build a titan. The grandmasters of the clan throw them into secret, high-stakes crucibles. This triggers Ye Chen's memory, flashing back to 3 years prior, within the sprawling family compound. His absolute unit of a grandfather laid down the law. Ye Chen, I am locking you into a political marriage with the Wangs, a mid-tier family out in Yunzhou. You are going to cosplay as an absolute nobody. Your true status stays totally buried, and you had better clear this mission without a single glitch. Back in the day, Ye Chen did not even flinch, dropping a cool, copy that, grandfather, snapping back to reality. Chilling in the plush leather of the chopper, Ye Chen stews in his thoughts. I took that brutal challenge right on the chin, but that nightmare is officially wrapped. A hot minute later, the bird touches down outside a sprawling, literal castle of an estate. The tactical team folds into a sharp bow. Young master, sick to have you back. Boom. Just like that, Ye Chen steps back into his true kingdom and reclaims his god-tier status. Staring up at the colossal manor, he mutters under his breath, "Guess who is finally home?" The camera cuts to the following morning. 10 a.m. sharp, deep inside the elite Yunzhou Shishan neighborhood, the Wang matriarch's epic birthday bash is absolutely popping off. Massive congratulations. Grandma, mother, wishing you hit 200 years old easily. Out of nowhere, a random guest presses Jia Yao. Wait, did your deadbeat husband skip the party? Jia Yao stammers for a hot second before firing back. He is probably out grinding at his job. Catching that excuse, Wang Shoujie and Wang Wei and totally lose it, cackling like hyenas. Grinding? You mean dropping off takeout? Wang Shoujie scoffs, radiating pure disgust. That dude is a walking biohazard to our reputation. He deadass crashed into one of my VIP clients once. I was too humiliated to even admit he was part of our family tree. Catching this drama, the old madam goes absolutely nuclear. Drag his pathetic self over here immediately. That punk is completely classless. Loki freaking out. Jia Yao, word vomits. Grandma, he ghosted us because we are legally splitting up. The matriarch stops dead in her tracks. Splitting up? Who gave you the green light to pull the plug? Did you magically forget your late grandfather hard-launched this union? Jia Yao instantly turns on the waterworks, dropping into a full theatrical performance. Hitting the floor, she wails, "Grandpa, I would never disrespect his dying demands." But Ye Chen took it way too far. That creep is secretly hooking up with some random chick behind my back. Deep down, her brain is racing. Nobody can ever discover I was the one stepping out. If he is going to dump me, spinning the narrative is my best play. Soaking up this fake tea, the ancient boss lady hits maximum rage. That filthy stray. We let him squat in our luxury estate for 3 entire years. Bro gets to whip luxury cars, and he still fumbles the bag by cheating. Right then, Wang Xiaoji inserts himself into the drama. Look, Jia Yao, no offense, but as your older brother, I gotta keep it 100. You are kinda to blame here too. 3 whole years being hitched, and you iced him out completely. 0 physical contact. Honestly, no shocker he stepped out on you. Or were you just playing the holy card, plotting to dump him and secure a mega-rich bag later? That clown probably never even saw it coming. This gaslighting just pours gasoline on the old madam's fury. She does not care about Jia Yao's flaws. Ye Chen stepping out is an absolute deal-breaker. "Drag that mutt back here right now," she barks. Today, he learns exactly what Wang family justice tastes like. Shaking like a leaf, Jia Yao frantically nods and smashes Ye Chen's contact. The line rings out, then clicks. "What do you want?" Ye Chen answers, his voice freezing cold. Still rocking that toxic ego, she snaps. "Grandma demands your presence. Now." He does not skip a beat. Not happening. Click. He hangs up, leaving Jia Yao physically trembling with sheer rage. Did this loser just hang up on me? She spins back to the room. He refused. Hearing this, the old madam goes absolutely ballistic. A live-in husband ranks lower than a stray dog, and he is throwing a tantrum? Xiaoji, go snatch him up. Drag him back by the collar. A wicked grin spreads across Xiaoji's face. Bet. He struts out, already hyping himself up to beat Ye Chen to a pulp. Once the door shuts, the matriarch shifts gears. Listen up. There is a reason I summoned you all at dawn. Yesterday, Wansheng Group dropped a bomb. They crowned a new chairman. The guy is a total ghost. Nobody knows his face or his background. And right now, we are sitting on a massive $70 million financing negotiation. The ink is not dry on that contract yet. And let's not forget, Dingcheng Real Estate has practically lived in Wansheng Group's pocket forever. If the Wang family wants to survive, getting tight with this new boss is non-negotiable. Smash cut to a totally different vibe. Ye Chen chills in silence. Beside him, a hulking bodyguard frowns, totally baffled. "Young master, why are you still rocking that busted delivery driver fit?" Unbothered, Ye Chen drops his response, smooth as ice. "Today wraps up my delivery contract. I never leave a mission half-baked." Mentally, he is playing 4D chess. Dropping my mask right now is a rookie move. The shadows give me the ultimate view of my enemies. Suddenly, his ringtone shatters the silence. Cut to Xiaoji, gripping the steering wheel of his ride, blowing up Ye Chen's phone. "Yo, Ye Chen, it is Xiaojie. Drop your pin. We need to have a little chat." Zero panic in his voice. Dropping off orders over at the Li Yuan residential block. Xiaoji sneers, practically tasting the violence. "Oh, perfect. Do not move a muscle. I am pulling up right now." Minutes later, tires screech as Xiaoji whips his ride around the corner, slamming on the brakes inches from Ye Chen's boots. The window slides down, revealing maximum arrogance. "Get in the passenger seat. Grandma wants your head." Ye Chen fires right back. "Your grandma could drop to her knees and beg, and it would not change a thing. This divorce is happening." Hearing that disrespect, Xiaoji practically pops a blood vessel. "Have you lost your absolute mind? Begging you? She is about to hit you with family justice. Ye Chen just tilts his head. Family justice? For what? Exactly. That nonchalance pushes Xiaoji over the edge. Jabbering his finger aggressively, he screams, for what? For sneaking around with a side piece. Jia Yao carries the Wang bloodline. You crossed our family, so you are basically dead meat. Ye Chen slowly peels off his riding helmet, a look of pure, unfiltered confusion hitting his face. I had a side piece? Let me guess. Jia Yao fed you that garbage? A beat passes. Then, he completely loses it, doubling over with booming, mocking laughter. Xiaoji is triggered. What is so freaking funny? Instantly, the smile gets wiped clean off Ye Chen's face, leaving pure ice. A dark storm brews in his mind. Jia Yao, you really pushed the limits of disrespect this time. That toxic manipulator has crossed the point of no return. As Ye Chen's entire vibe mutates into something lethal, a cold sweat breaks out on Xiaoji's neck. Wait, what is this pressure? Why does he look like an apex predator staring at a bug? Xiaoji shakes his head, desperately fighting the panic. Nah, impossible. I am tripping. No way this bottom feeder has killer intent. Patching his ego back together, he barks out, get in the damn car, loser. You are gonna kneel at the hotel doors. Once the birthday bash wraps, take your beating like a man, and then sit quietly while grandma dictates your divorce terms. Listening to this absolute clown behavior, Ye Chen shuts it down hard. I told you once, I am not going. Xiaoji kicks his door open and storms out. Oh, so you are begging for a beatdown. He charges in, winding up a heavy haymaker. I will wreck you. But before that fist can even drop, Ye Chen pivots, launching a brutal roundhouse kick straight into Xiaoji's jaw. Ah, Xiaoji screeches, stumbling backward like a broken toy. You filthy trash. You actually swung back? Spitting blood, he yanks a switchblade from his pocket and roars. I will deliver Grandma's justice right here. I am carving you up. He blindly charges, slashing the blade through the air in a psycho frenzy. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The blade slices nothing but air as Ye Chen sidesteps with zero effort. A single, lightning-fast chop to the wrist, and the knife clatters onto the pavement. Without giving him a second to breathe, Ye Chen unleashes a brutal combo, absolutely dismantling Xiaoji's face with zero mercy. It takes less than 5 seconds. Xiaoji crumbles to the concrete, wailing in sheer agony. Towering over the broken mess, Ye Chen drops a bone-chilling warning. Run back to the Wangs and tell them their lapdog era is officially over. They don't pull my strings anymore. Ye Chen's voice drips with absolute zero chill. I move on my own terms now. Sprawled in the dirt, erect Xiaojie spits pure venom. You broke. Live-in loser. Just wait till my family hears this. Cut to the ultra-luxe Wanhao Hotel. The Wang matriarch sits like a queen on her throne, expecting a flawless victory. When Xiaojia's ride pulls up, she beams, thinking her golden boy handled business. But reality hits different. Xiaojia stumbles out of the passenger seat, bawling his eyes out like a toddler. Grandma, he wails. Seeing his face completely rearranged, the old woman gasps. My precious boy, who possessed the sheer audacity to lay a finger on you? Whimpering, he points the finger. It was that trash husband of Wang Jiayao. He actually folded me. Hearing this, his dad, Wang Jichong, practically blows a gasket. His face turns beet red. That bottom feeder had the nerve to touch my son? I'll end him, Xiaoji frantically begs. Call the cops. But the matriarch instantly slams the brakes on that. Absolutely not. We keep this in-house. Trust me, he'll pay in blood, but the police means press, and the Wang name doesn't do public scandals. Her eyes ice over as she glares at Jichong. You run with those shadow bosses. Call in a favor. I want that stray dog taught a brutal lesson, and drag him back here on his knees. Jichong gives a dark, confirming nod. Done. Fast forward 30 minutes. We pan to a quiet suburban street. Ye Chen is just vibing, walking with zero stress, until 2 absolute brick walls of muscle cut him off. You're Ye Chen, ain't you? Take a walk with us. Ye Chen immediately connects the dots. Let me guess. The Wangs dispatched their lackeys? Look, today is my final shift on the delivery grind. I'm not going anywhere. The lead goon snarls, cracking his knuckles. Doing this the hard way, huh? Snap his wrists, then we drag him. They rush him like raging bulls. Flash forward 2 seconds, and the block is ringing with agonizing shrieks. Ah, with both giants twitching on the pavement, our guy casually inspects his thermal bag. He lets out a deep breath. Thank God, the noodles didn't spill. Suddenly, one bruised goon decides to try his luck, lunging for a desperate sneak attack. Die. Without even glancing over his shoulder, Ye Chen unleashes a blindingly fast backhand. The dude launches through the air like a rag doll, eating the concrete and instantly going night-night. Ye Chen gives his cargo one last visual sweep. Still intact. Perfect. He swings a leg over his moped and revs the engine, heading toward the next drop-off. muttering like it's just another Tuesday. All right, one final order left. Meanwhile, back at the luxurious Wanhao Hotel, the Wang's elite birthday bash is absolutely popping off. That is, until a sweating, frantic Jichang shoves through the crowd. "Mom!" he hisses. "Those elite street fighters I sent?" Ye Chen literally dismantled them. The matriarch's jaw drops as the reality of the situation hits her. Pure rage twists her features as she snarls. "Are you telling me nobody in this city can put down a single stray?" Her volume slips, and the high society guests nearby catch every word. The gossip spreads like wildfire. "Bro, no way," someone murmurs. "Is that notoriously pathetic son-in-law secretly some kind of underground fighter?" The tension breaks when a butler steps up, bowing low. "Madam, Mr. Ma Kun, the regional head honcho of one-to-one delivery in Yunzhou, has arrived to pay his respects." Hearing that exact title, a light bulb goes off in Jicheng's head. "Wait, Mom, isn't that Ye Chen's corporate boss? I just hatched the perfect scheme." Cut to the grand entrance. Ma Kun strides into the ballroom, flexing a wildly expensive bottle of vintage liquor. He practically glides over to the head table, flashing a megawatt smile. "Madam Wang, knowing your refined palate, I tracked down this 1990 Romani Conti just for you, wishing you the happiest of birthdays and endless vitality." The matriarch takes the bougie gift, but her vibe is absolutely dead. "Appreciate it, Director Ma," she murmurs coldly. Catching the heavy energy in the room, Ma Kun drops his smile and asks, "Madam Wang, did something happen? You look super stressed." The old woman exhales a sharp breath, deciding to spill the tea. "Director Ma, I will be brutally honest with you. The Wang Syndicate is dealing with a massive internal disaster right now." But before she can drop the lore, Jichang forcefully interrupts. "You know Ye Chen, right? My little brother's deadbeat live-in son-in-law?" Hearing this, Ma Kun blinks, trying to process the drama. "Wait, are you implying that pathetic freeloader stepped out on his marriage and put hands on your heir?" Mentally, Ma Kun is reeling. How does a low-tier scrub have a death wish big enough to trigger the Wangs? Playing the loyal ally, he sighs heavily. "Man, if I had real street muscle in Yunzhou, I would personally bury that ungrateful punk for you." Jichang immediately jumps on that opening. "Hold up, Director Ma. Do not sell yourself short. You actually hold all the cards here." He leans in close, dropping his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. "That rodent is on your payroll. He delivers for your app." Ma Kun's brain short-circuits. "Say less. Ye Chen works under my umbrella?" Realizing the insane leverage he just acquired, a villainous smirk creeps across his face. "Mr. Wang, consider him handled." Wasting zero time, the boss whips out his smartphone and dials his dispatch center. "Yo, Kevin, track down this courier ID and ping his live GPS." His grin turns purely demonic as he drops the hammer. "Perfect. Force an active gig onto his route right now." Destination: the Wanhao Grand Hotel. 15 minutes later, Ye Chen pulls up to the lavish hotel exterior, phone pressed to his ear. "Mr. Ma, your grub is here," he announces. "I am waiting right by the Wanhao Hotel entrance." "Bring it up." Ma Kun snaps back, his voice freezing cold. Glancing at the ultra-luxurious building, Ye Chen's spider senses start tingling. "Wait a minute," he thinks to himself. "The Wanhao Grand? That is literally Yunzhou's most exclusive VIP banquet spot. The entire Wang bloodline has to be crashing here today." Keeping his cool, he responds into the receiver. "Hotel rules strictly ban delivery guys from stepping foot inside. You are going to have to grab it yourself." Cut to the lobby, where Ma Kun is chilling right next to old Madame Wang. "Whatever, stay put," he mutters before killing the call. Meanwhile, out on the street, Yi Chen catches the heavy thud of a whole squad marching his way. Reality hits him like a truck. This whole thing is a total setup. Seconds later, the grand doors swing open, revealing Ma Kun, the venomous old Madame Wang, and the entire Wang syndicate marching out in full force. Playing the perfect lapdog, Ma Kun guides the matriarch. "Right this way, madam." Then, he struts straight over to Ye Chen, glaring down at him like he is absolute trash, and barks, "Strip that uniform and hand over your employee badge. Right this second." Totally lost, Ye Chen shoots back. "What are you even talking about?" Watching him struggle, Xiaojia absolutely loses it, cracking up. "You literal clown. No clue who you are staring at? Meet Ma Kun, your ultimate boss and the regional head honcho of Tongwan Delivery." Flexing his power, Ma Kun sneers. "Do not believe me? I can make your manager dial you up right now." On cue, Ye Chen's cell starts buzzing wildly. He picks up, only to get instantly deafened by his manager screaming, "What on earth did you do to tick off President Ma? Pack your bags, you are officially canned." Hearing those words, a toxic mix of pure rage and bitter letdown surges through Ye Chen. Mentally, he groans. "I just wanted to retire from this delivery gig without any drama, but this absolute scumbag had to ruin the vibe." Cutting off his thoughts, Ma Kun barks, "Move it." Lose the gear, you are done. Strip it all off, now. Jaw clenched, Ye Chen fiercely rips off his work jacket. Catching this on camera, Xiaojia immediately starts streaming, laughing like a total maniac. Looking like a total stray out here. Stepping into the spotlight, Ji Chang joins the roast. You absolute garbage. Where is all that big energy you had before? You really had the guts to lay a hand on my kid, huh? Tuning out their toxic yapping, Ye Chen stares dead ahead and casually drops a bomb. Boss Ma, rumor has it, your golden contract with Tongwan Delivery completely expires this year. That single sentence leaves Ma Kun utterly paralyzed and fuming. How the heck does this nobody know my business? Trying to keep his poker face, he snaps back. Like that is any of your concern? Without missing a beat, Ye Chen smirks. Save yourself the flight to the capital for renewal talks. Your time as an agent is officially over. Ma Kun absolutely loses his mind at the disrespect. Who do you think you are playing with? You claim I am out of the game, and suddenly I am just done? Do you have any idea how tight I am with the Tongwan CEO? Before things can escalate, old Madame Wang steps up, screeching at the top of her lungs. Ye Chen, hit the floor. Facing her elite guests, she declares, right here, in front of the whole city, I am delivering pure family justice. First off, you cheated and did Jia Yao incredibly dirty. Next, you crippled my precious grandson. Refusing to budge an inch, Ye Chen glares back. In your dreams, you ancient hag, give me one good reason to kneel. Triggered by his absolute disrespect, the matriarch brings up ancient history. 3 years back, when you begged your way into this family, you swore a blood oath. Let me ask you, does that vow still hold weight? If you ever dared to cross the Wang bloodline, you promised to face our brutal discipline without flinching. Puffing out his chest, Ye Chen fires back. My word is iron, I never back down. Catching his bluff, the old woman instantly commands, fetch the sacred joint dragon ruler. On it! Ji Chang eagerly shouts back. Seconds later, they roll out a blindingly golden, heavy-duty weapon. Legend says just one smack to the jaw with this bad boy guarantees 3 straight days of pure agony. Catch a few more hits, and your facial structure is permanently wrecked. Shaking with pure malice, the matriarch commands, give him 20 solid whacks. Gripping the heavy metal, Ji Chang grins. With pleasure. Out of nowhere, Jia Yao's dad, Wang Jifan, blocks the path. Mom, this mess is on me. I totally failed at taming my own son-in-law. Let me be the one to physically humble him. But before he can even swing, Jia Yao blitzes into the scene, ripping the weapon right out of her dad's grip. Stand back, she demands. He is my toxic husband. I get to deal the blows. The tension in the air instantly spikes to critical levels. Trembling with blinding rage, Jia Yao clutched the golden ruler, completely dead set on making Ye Chen bleed. But catching this whole dramatic performance, Ye Chen is completely unfazed. A dark, villainous smirk creeps across his face, ready to completely expose her fake victim act. Dripping with pure sarcasm, he drops the mic. First, you cheat behind my back. Then you gaslight everyone into thinking I was the one sleeping around. Was totally destroying my reputation not enough for you? Now you want to smash my face in too? But the brutal roasting does not stop there. Taking the absolute disrespect to God tier, he scoffs. Wow, wife of the year right here. I truly bagged a total winner, the kind of loyal partner you only see once every few centuries. Smashed by the brutal truth, Jia Yao's ego shatters. She whips her head away, completely seething. But a split second later, just to flex her massive ego and assert dominance over the entire room, she projects her voice. That guy is my husband. If anybody gets to lay a hand on him, that privilege is mine and mine alone. Rationalizing this massive power trip, she justifies it in her head. Ye Chen belongs to me. There is no way I am letting randoms beat him up. If somebody else does the dirty work, that is basically a massive slap to my own reputation. But while Jia Yao is busy doing mental gymnastics, the entire vibe violently shifts. Completely out of left field, Xiaojia snaps. With zero warning, he just absolutely lunges forward. He viciously rips the dragon ruler straight out of Jia Yao's grip. The dude is totally blinded by pure rage right now. His face flushed with absolute fury. He screams, Ye Chen, you absolute dog. Feeling like an absolute boss with that weapon in his grasp, Xiaojia's ego practically touches the ceiling. He sprints dead at Ye Chen, putting his entire soul into the charge while shrieking, You actually had the nerve to strike me today? I am going to utterly destroy that face of yours. He violently slices the ruler through the air, aiming a brutal strike right at him. But right before the impact, the plot instantly twists. Moving like absolute lightning, Yi Chen snatches the guy's wrist right out of the air. Before Xiaojia's brain can even process the block, Ye Chen goes on the offensive. Whack! A devastating slap connects perfectly with Xiaojia's jaw. The sheer force of the hit leaves him shrieking in pure agony. Watching this brutal takedown, the entire crowd is left completely speechless. Literally nobody can fathom how the Wang family's supposedly pathetic live-in husband actually had the guts to absolutely deck the family's precious grandson. The room instantly erupts into chaotic whispers. Oh my gosh, did that seriously just happen? Witnessing her precious grandson getting completely wrecked, old Madame Wang officially loses her mind. She screeches at the top of her lungs, "Do you have any clue how many high-ranking officials and directors are standing in this room? They could literally throw you behind bars this exact second." But even facing this huge threat, Ye Chen does not even flinch. Cool as a cucumber, he fires back, "I am pretty sure every single person in this venue saw exactly what went down. Wang Xiaojia was the one charging at me with a weapon. I was literally just defending myself." Right on cue, a random VIP steps out of the massive crowd, stirring the pot just for the drama. "Wait, did you not literally just announce that you would take whatever punishment the Wang family gave you?" But the second consequence actually drops. You completely chicken out. Giving Ye Chen major side-eye, he presses further, "Do you seriously think being this totally flaky makes you a real man?" The crowd instantly jumps on the bandwagon. Exactly, the guy is totally all talk. Hearing this absolute garbage, Ye Chen cuts them off and drops his ultimate ultimatum. "I am totally down to face the family's judgment, but only if I actually committed a crime." The exact second those words leave his mouth, old Madame Wang practically combusts with rage. "You sneak around with random girls behind Jia Yao's back, and you brutally assault my grandson. Is that not enough proof?" Right there, Ye Chen's patience finally snaps. Eyes burning with absolute conviction, he drops a massive truth bomb on the entire room. "For the last 3 years, I poured my entire heart and soul into Wang Jiayao. I never stepped out of line once." Taking a deep breath, he roars, shattering the illusion. "The actual cheater here is your precious granddaughter. Literally just yesterday, she secured a private hotel suite with Feng Chao. Go ahead and pull the receipts if you want." The instant that name drops, the entire venue spirals into absolute chaos. "Wait, Feng Chao, the second heir to the massive Feng Empire?" Another guest immediately chimes in. "Dude, I heard ages ago that the Wang family was low-key trying to lock down a Feng heir for Jia Yao's next marriage, so the rumors were actually legit." The tea spills like absolute wildfire. The Wang and Feng families definitely make a total power couple. But hold up. Should Jia Yao not have finalized her divorce first? Sneaking around while hitched is seriously messed up, right? A few people in the back start chuckling ruthlessly. Guess Yunzhou's supposedly untouchable, flawless beauty is not exactly the innocent angel everyone claims she is. Watching her perfect image absolutely shatter, Jia Yao goes into full panic mode, desperately trying to do some massive damage control. "Do not listen to his toxic lies," she begs frantically. "I only linked up with Feng Chao yesterday for a strictly professional meeting." Voice shaking, she rambles. "Everyone here knows Dicheng Real Estate is trying to secure massive funding. I simply went over to negotiate some serious investments with young Master Feng." Ye Chen violently shuts her down, his voice freezing cold. "Oh, did you absolutely need to book a private hotel bed just to talk business? Did you seriously need to rock a bathrobe just to pitch an investment?" Gesturing wildly at the audience, he demands, "Do you honestly think everybody standing in this room is completely brainless?" With the tension practically melting the walls, several voices suddenly scream toward the main doors. "Yo, young Master Feng just walked in." Another dude cracks up. Talk about insane timing. Speak of the actual devil, and here he is. Strutting into the room, Feng Chao looks around confused. What in the world is going on here? The exact millisecond, Jia Yao spots him. She practically sprints over, playing the ultimate victim card. "Young Master Feng, this pathetic excuse for a husband is out here throwing crazy fake allegations at me, swearing up and down that we had an affair. Please clear my name. Tell these people I literally only showed up yesterday to talk strict business." Catching onto the drama, Feng Chao's blood absolutely boils internally. This pathetic freeloading loser seriously just blasted my private hookup with Wang Jiayao in front of the entire elite circle. But keeping up appearances, he pastes on a fake smile and turns to the massive audience. "Please do not entertain a single word coming from this absolute loser. Jia Yao and I are completely platonic," he announces with insane confidence. "She literally just swung by to drop off a single file yesterday." Oozing with toxic arrogance, he pivots toward Ye Chen and throws down the gauntlet. "You want to accuse me of sleeping with your wife? Then drop the receipts. Where are the photos? Where are the videos?" Deep down, Feng Chao is practically doing a victory dance. Every single trace of proof is gone, and our guy Ye Chen totally forgot to snap pics or hit record during yesterday's mess. Feng Chao instantly spins a fresh web of lies to save his own skin. Listen up, folks. He's only pushing this fake narrative out of pure spite. In case you missed the memo, the almighty Wang family's stay-at-home husband actually moonlights as a lowly food courier. The dude keeps digging deeper into his delusion. I grabbed some takeout yesterday, and guess who dropped it off? Honestly, his vibe was absolute trash. He literally smashed my meal onto the pavement, so obviously, I slapped him with a 1-star review. That's why he's throwing this pathetic tantrum, needing backup for his wild claims. Feng Chao violently gestures toward Ma Quan in the crowd. Look who it is. Boss Ma, the head honcho of Tuan 1 Delivery, is right here. Do us a favor and pull up his stats from yesterday. Playing his part perfectly, Ma Quan whips out his phone, scrolls for a second, and nods. Young Master Feng nailed it. The guy tanked a massive 1-star penalty yesterday. The feedback? Absolutely unhinged behavior and destroying a customer's order. Instantly, the entire banquet hall glares at Ye Chen like he's absolute garbage. Yikes. Imagine being that petty. Honestly, bottom feeders are always so deeply unhinged. This whole drama was just a revenge plot over a bad app review? Beyond embarrassing. Soaking in the toxic whispers, Ye Chen locks a dead-eyed stare onto Jiayao. Care to tell them exactly why that food hit the concrete? Are you going to clear my name, or what? But his own wife instantly throws him under the bus. That disaster happened because you lack basic hustle. You just crumble under the slightest pressure. The sheer audacity of her gaslighting sends Ye Chen into a fit of manic, echoing laughter. No hustle? Mentally fragile? A dark, icy bitterness swallows his chest. Why did he even bother holding out hope for a woman this incredibly toxic? The amusement drops from his face, replaced by a lethal calm. You all keep screaming about me cheating. Where are the receipts? Old Madame Wang shoots a piercing, deadly glare at Jiayao. Panic flashes across the girl's face as she shakes her head. Realizing they have zero proof, the matriarch aggressively pivots the narrative. Whatever, we are dropping the cheating rumors. However, brutalizing my grandson? That is crossing a line I won't ignore. Ye Chen barely blinks. The kid rushed me with a literal blade. Liyun Heights has security cameras covering every inch of the gate, and the guards saw the whole thing. I exercised basic, perfectly legal self-defense. He steps up, daring the matriarch to make a move. If you really want to drag this out, dial 911 right now. If I get locked up, I swear on my life your precious grandson is sharing a cell with me. The sheer disrespect leaves old Madame Wang physically shaking with rage. You leech off our wealth for 3 solid years. And suddenly you think you run the show, huh? A nasty sneer twists her wrinkled face. First you violently assault my heir. What is next? Are you going to throw punches at an old lady? Unfazed by the drama, Ye Chen keeps his voice leveled. I have never shown you anything but respect, madam. I will make this simple. Keep Wang Xiaojia out of my face, and he stays perfectly safe. Then, he drops the ultimate bombshell. I only want one thing from you. Let Jiayao and me sign the divorce papers. The forbidden D word makes the matriarch erupt into a vicious, mocking cackle. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. She projects her voice so the entire room can hear. Every single person in this hall knows exactly what went down 3 years ago. We graciously took in this pathetic excuse for a husband, simply because my late husband forced the arrangement on his deathbed. She keeps pacing, commanding the room. My granddaughter has lived in pure misery, and her parents begged me daily to sever this tie. I shut them down every single time, just to honor a dying man's final command. Shocked murmurs ripple through the crowd of elites. Elevating her chin, she delivers the killing blow. My stunning Jia Yao is universally recognized as the absolute crown jewel of Yinzhou. I do not need to spell out the massive gap in their social status. Driving the nail into the coffin, she lays out her verdict. Today, this parasite battered my grandson, dragged my granddaughter's reputation through the mud, and blatantly disrespected a VIP from the Feng Empire. My mind is completely made up. The old man's dying wish is officially cancelled. Her voice booms across the hall. Effective immediately, Ye Chen is stripped of his title. He is permanently banished from the Wang dynasty. Before the echo even fades, Ji Qiang snaps his fingers at the staff. Pop the champagne, pours for everyone. The tension completely shatters. Expensive liquor flows freely, and the snobby elites trip over themselves to kiss up to the matriarch. Huge congrats. Massive win for the Wang family. Cheers, Xiao Yao. Roaring laughter bounces off the walls. Finally threw out the absolute trash. Time to bag a guy who is actually on her level. It becomes painfully obvious this entire room had always viewed him as a stray dog. Basking in the hype, Jiayao's mom, Su Lan, aggressively pushes her way to the center stage. Thank you all so much. Hold your applause, because I have even juicier news to drop. Bursting with unhinged pride, she screams into the mic. Jiayao and that loser have slept in entirely different rooms since day one. He has not so much as grazed her fingertips. She practically shrieks the grand finale. My daughter is untouched, 100% pure. A violent flush of crimson takes over Jiayao's face. Mom, stop. But Ye Chen just watches the circus with deadpan clarity. To them, this is purely corporate strategy. The terrifying reality clicks in his brain. His soon-to-be ex-wife is basically a shiny new sports car on a showroom floor, getting appraised for the richest buyer. They are literally weaponizing her purity to artificially pump up her stock price. Moving with eerie calmness, Ye Chen snatches a crystal flute off a passing tray. He does not take a sip. Instead, he points the rim directly at his furious wife, dripping with ice-cold sarcasm. Major congratulations, Wang Jiayao. Now you can go secure that high-value alpha male you constantly cry about. Hearing his tone, her massive ego instantly reactivates. She genuinely thinks he's just acting tough to hide his heartbreak. Tilting her chin, she hits him with zero warmth. Drop to your knees and grovel right this second, and I might just convince Grandma to pause the paperwork. Yi Chen snaps back, eyes practically spitting venom. You backstabbed me, and now you expect me to get on my hands and knees? You're delusional. As far as he's concerned, Jia Yu is just trash on the sidewalk now. She's completely dead to him. Without breaking eye contact, he tilts his wine glass, letting the crimson liquid spill straight onto the floor, the ultimate disrespect. You're not even worth the dirt on my shoes. He drops the cold, hard truth. Jia Yu's brain short-circuits. Is this worthless loser actually tripping right now? The absolute audacity to rebel against me, she screeches internally. Her face burns beet red. She opens her mouth to snap, but catches herself. Instantly pivoting to her ultimate trump card, she snaps her attention straight to Granny. She knows exactly who runs the show. Grandma? Just signing some divorce papers? That's way too much of a slap on the wrist for him. She whines, dialing up the victim act. We absolutely cannot let him slide. He just completely dragged our family's name through the mud. Lurking right there, Xiaoji, who already despises Ye Chen's guts, jumps on the hate train, nodding like a bobblehead. Sister Jia is spitting facts. We gotta wreck this guy. I mean, check out my bruised face. He didn't just swing at me. He threw a punch straight at the entire Wang Empire. Catching sight of her battered grandson and publicly clowned granddaughter, old Madame Wang's eyes ice over. The divorce paperwork is officially a least of her worries now. This is full-scale war over the family's rep. Relax, she orders, her voice dropping to absolute zero. Nobody steps on the Wang territory and walks away breathing. She immediately projects her voice, demanding the entire banquet hall's attention. All eyes on me, listen up. This parasite, Ye Chen, just flushed 3 prime years of my granddaughter's life straight down the drain. And if that wasn't toxic enough, he battered my grandson and completely backstabbed us, she booms, dripping with pure matriarch energy. The Wang dynasty has ruled Yuzhou for decades. We carry serious weight in this city. If this punk ghosts without facing the music, the streets will think we've gone soft. Then comes the ultimate boss move. Every single one of you in this room holds massive power across Yuzhou's corporate world. Here is my bounty on him. I want you to completely flatline his cash flow, blacklist him everywhere, make him feel exactly what happens when you mess with the Wangs. The second she drops the mic, the entire hall explodes into chaotic murmurs. The Wangs aren't just firing him, they're literally erasing his existence. They want him begging on the Yuzhou sidewalks. It's a straight-up economic death sentence. A few VIPs just shake their heads in disbelief. A pathetic live-in husband actually had the guts to humiliate the elites and demand a breakup? No wonder they are out for blood. But others are totally side-eyeing the situation. The dude is a literal NPC, isn't dropping a nuke on an ant a bit overkill? Before the gossip can even peak, a dude struts front and center. It's Fang Chao, instantly jumping on the chance to earn some major brownie points. The Fang Syndicate fully backs the Wangs on this, he shouts for everyone to hear. The crowd instantly spots him, the heir to the Fang Empire, the biggest premium hotel monopoly in all of Yuzhou. Having him join the raid is a massive flex. Fang Chao closes the gap, locking eyes with Ye Chen to deliver an ice-cold threat. Mark my words, starting right now, 0 hotels under a 4-star rating in this city will ever let you book a room. You're gonna be sleeping in the gutters. A wicked smirk creeps across his face, his eyes flashing with pure malice. Just wait, I'm gonna steal your woman and force you to crawl at my feet, crying for mercy, he schemes internally. I'll remind you exactly what tier you belong in. Suddenly, it turns into a total clout-chasing contest as another guy pushes to the front. Listen up, I'm Zhou Yi, the big boss behind Lu Wei, Luxuan, Weixian, and the Tian dining empires. Pumping his chest out, he brags, I've been running Yuzhou's food scene for 20 years straight, and I'm throwing my weight behind the Wangs too. I literally control if you eat a hot meal or starve to death in this town. He doubles down. With my network, I promise, you're permanently blacklisted from every kitchen gig. Don't even dream of waiting tables. You won't even be allowed to scrub our dirty plates. The guy barely finishes before Ma Gun blitzes forward, terrified of missing the hype. I'm Ma Gun, the top dog of Tuan delivery around here. Consider your gig economy cash officially deleted. He glares a hole straight through Ye Chen. Scratch running food for us. I'll make sure no delivery app in the state even lets you make an account. The entire system is literally shutting him out. Yet, surrounded by these heavyweights, Ye Chen doesn't even flinch. He just starts casually tallying them up on his fingers. Hospitality, catering, gig apps. Okay, so that's 2 whole sectors locking me out. He finally looks up, flashing a fiercely cocky grin. Who else wants a piece? If you're gonna bark, step up to the plate right now. Right on cue, another boss yells, I run the Golden Mind KTV empire. You're permanently banned from every club and lounge in Yuzhou. The nightlife scene is dead to you. Instead of panicking, Ye Chen just bursts out laughing. To him, this whole squad looks like a bunch of angry toddlers. Fantastic, he chuckles. Are we done, or is there more? Right then, a chilling realization hits Xiaoji like a truck. Hold up, Ye Chen isn't some weak nerd. The dude is an absolute demon in a street fight. He instantly sounds the alarm. Watch your backs. This beast is insane at martial arts. His combat level is off the charts. He might just hustle his way into a VIP bodyguard gig. For the ultra-rich, we need to completely barricade that option too. He screams into the crowd. Who in here has the juice to control every single elite family in the city? Dead silence instantly drops over the banquet. Yuzhou is swimming in old money and billionaires. Absolutely nobody has the ego to claim they run all of them. The camera metaphorically pans. That's when the entire room catches sight of a jaw-droppingly gorgeous woman lounging like royalty on a velvet sofa, totally unbothered by the peasant drama unfolding around her. Her sheer aura screams main character energy. The second Wang Jichong spots her, his blood runs cold in pure shock. Wait, who the heck is she? When did she even walk in? Why didn't I catch that? It hits him like a freight train. This isn't your average VIP. Sweating bullets, he scrambles over. President Qin, how long have you been here? My bad, I totally missed you at the entrance. He's internally screaming over the massive screw-up. Meanwhile, clueless Ma Gan leans in, whispering, Boss Wang, who's the stunning chick? Wang Jichang shoots him a mental death glare. You absolute clown. Disrespecting her is a death wish. Pumping his chest, he announces to the room, everyone, meet Vice President Qin Hongyan of the massive Huaxing Group. The whole room loses its collective mind. Wait, the VP of Huaxing? The absolute myth? The crowd starts buzzing, completely starstruck. This is the powerhouse who drops her signature on international deals worth hundreds of billions. She answers to exactly one boss, but calls the shots for tens of thousands. Ye Chen just stares at her, totally unbothered. Huaxing Group? Oh right, I own that. So she's literally on my payroll, he realizes. If anyone has Yuzhou's Billionaire Boys Club wrapped around their finger, it's totally President Qin. He kisses up. Ma Gan nods like a bobblehead, but Hongyan slices right through his brown nosing. Are you implying I'm sleeping my way through the city's VIP list? She snaps, her voice dropping below freezing. Watch your mouth. Ma Gan instantly scrambles, sweating bullets as he begs for forgiveness. In his head, though, pure gutter trash. Seizing the moment, Wang Jichong slides in to push his own toxic agenda. President Qin, we need you to blacklist Ye Chen and completely drain his cash flow. Just say the word, and he's done. Instead of answering, Hongyan slowly slides a sleek cigarette between her lips. Instantly, half a dozen suits scramble forward, lighters flicking open. She doesn't even blink at them. Instead, her manicured finger points straight at Ye Chen. You, get over here. The entire room collectively drops its jaw. Him? Ye Chen doesn't even flinch. What do you want? He asks, completely unbothered. Light it, she commands. Dead silence. The crowd is paralyzed. I don't carry a lighter, Ye Chen deadpans. The tension skyrockets. Smirking, Hongyan bridges the gap between them, stepping directly into his personal space, close enough to feel his body heat. Name? She purrs. Ye Chen. A sly smirk paints her lips as she casually plants a hand flat against his chest. Flexing her ultimate boss energy, she drops a bombshell offer right in his face. Ye Chen. Purely because you happen to share a last name with the newly crowned top dog of Huaxing Group, I'm actually going to throw you a lifeline. Her eyes trail down his body, shamelessly checking him out before she continues. Up close, you're honestly not bad to look at. Play by my rules, and I'll officially make you my private bodyguard. Deal? The second those words leave her mouth, the banquet hall absolutely loses its mind. The vibe completely flips. Guests are practically screaming over each other in furious whispers. The untouchable CEO is actually bailing out some random guy named Ye Chen? But why? Then the gears really start turning. A private, 24/7 security detail. For a literal goddess? Did the Ice Queen just catch feelings? While the crowd spirals into a massive frenzy, Jia Yu watches from the sidelines, absolutely seething. Her face is a twisted mess of pure confusion and toxic jealousy. Her brain is short-circuiting on one single loop. What kind of game is this woman playing? Meanwhile, major alarm bells are blaring inside Wang Jichang's head. The puzzle pieces violently snap together. The mysterious new chairman is also named Ye. Zero hesitation. He blurts it out into the open. President Qin, this new chairman taking over Huaxing Group. What exactly is his full name? Hit with the point-blank question, Hong Yan's walls immediately shoot up. The hilarious reality? She doesn't even have a clue herself. But she completely masks her cluelessness, dropping a super confident, "My bad," but President Ye prefers to keep his identity low-key right now. On the outside, total ice queen. Inside, she's literally sweating bullets. Crap. I don't even know the boss's real name. If they expose my bluff, I'm totally finished. Watching her fake it till she makes it, Yi Chen just smirks to himself. Yeah, she has absolutely zero clue who I am, he realizes. Because if she did, she never would have treated me like a lackey and made me light her smoke earlier. Catching on to her whole vibe, Ye Chen drops a deadpan, President Qin, how exactly do you plan on covering my back? Qin Hongyan doesn't even blink, dropping her ultimate ultimatum. Drop to your knees and personally beg forgiveness from old Madame Wang Xiaojia, and your wife. Do that, and I'll shield you from the fallout. Then, I'll officially lock you in as my personal bodyguard. The payday? 200,000 a year. The second that offer drops, the crowd absolutely loses their minds. Wait, President Qin is actually tossing Ye Chen a lifeline? But why? Some guy in the back starts doing the math. Bro, just swallow your pride, say sorry, dodge the industry blacklist, and score a gig guarding the gorgeous President Qin? This lucky punk is totally gonna say yes. Watching this go down, Jia, you absolutely malds. She's grinding her teeth so hard they might crack. What's this chick's problem? Why does she keep sticking her neck out for Ye Chen? She instantly runs, crying to her grandma. Nana, President Qin is straight up declaring war on us. But old Madame Wang's reaction? A total plot twist. Instead of snapping, she just nods with pure respect. This girl is playing chess while we play checkers. Makes sense why she snagged the vice president spot at Huaxing. At her age, she shoots Jia Yu a cold look. Watch and learn, kid. She never makes useless enemies, and she possesses this insane talent to wrap any man right around her little finger. At this point, the whole room is holding their breath. Everyone is dead certain Yi Chen is going to snatch up this golden ticket. But instead, his face drops into an absolute death glare. Hard pass. He spits out without missing a beat. Those two little words drop like a nuke, leaving the entire hall paralyzed. Jiayao's jaw basically hits the floor, while Qin Hongyan stands there looking like her brain just short-circuited. Pure, unfiltered rage takes over as she shrieks, "Say that to my face!" Mentally, she is losing her mind. This broke, live-in loser actually has the nerve to reject me, in front of all these VIPs? But before she can spiral further, the camera basically shifts. Yi Chen blitzes forward, closing the gap in a split second, and literally snatches Qin Hongyan right by the ear. Yanking it down, he yells, "I said, hard pass." "Ouch," she wails. Her ear flushes violently red on the spot, her face twisting into a messy blend of pure agony and ultimate humiliation. Watching his golden goose get manhandled, Wang Jiqiang absolutely snaps. He shoves a finger in Yi Chen's direction and aggressively barks, "Are you out of your mind touching President Qin?" Yi Chen doesn't even flinch. He just shrugs casually, dropping the coldest comeback, "My bad. I figured the vice president was going deaf, so I gave her a close-up." That massive slap to her ego pushes her totally over the edge. Shooting daggers at him, she hisses, "Cute. You have got some real nerve, Yi Chen." Internally, she is fuming. This trash-tier husband literally has zero clue who he is messing with. Pivoting straight toward the matriarch, she projects her voice for the whole room. "Old Madame Wang, as the vice president of Huaxing Group, I, Qin Hongyan, am officially throwing my weight behind your family. Starting right now, I am personally blacklisting this guy. I will crush every single opportunity he has. In this entire city, the second she drops that threat, the peanut gallery loses it. The guests start cracking up. One dude scoffs, "Bro is straight garbage." Handing him a bodyguard gig was already a charity case. Another guy pipes up, roasting him further, "Good luck. You will not even survive another 24 hours in Yunzhou." Jiayao is absolutely eating this up. She smirks, thinking, talk about digging your own grave. You should have just kept your mouth shut and taken the loss. But just as the whole room mentally buries him, Yi Chen casually tilts his head. "So, President Qin, quick question. Is this little vendetta a personal flex? Or are you actually speaking for Huaxing Group?" Without skipping a beat, she claps back. Overflowing with ego, obviously, it is both. But Yi Chen instantly corners her with straight facts. "Last I checked, you are just the VP, not the top dog. Since when do you have the clearance to dictate the entire corporation's moves?" Instantly, the background chatter flares up again. "Hold up, He is actually cooking. She isn't the final boss. Legally, she cannot make those calls without the CEO's green light. Plus, rumor has it they are not even tight. Catching on to the shifting vibe, panic flashes in her eyes. Desperate to save face and keep her crown, she pulls the most massive lie imaginable out of thin air. All right, whatever. I was trying to keep this under wraps, but if you really want to get wrecked by the truth, here it is. Tilting her chin up like royalty, she drops the bomb. The newly appointed CEO of Huaxing, President Yi, is actually my man. Boom. The actual CEO, Yi Chen himself, basically short circuits. Wait, what? Since when am I dating you? Come again? He deadpans aloud. Sticking to her delusional script, she glares at him. You heard me. The CEO is my boyfriend. Internally, Yi Chen is absolutely screaming. Are you not embarrassed claiming me as your sugar daddy right to my literal face? The crowd goes absolutely wild. Wait, so the ghost CEO is actually her secret boyfriend? That totally explains why she randomly showed up in this city. Honestly, only a titan like him is on her level. What an absolute power couple. Someone immediately yells out, aiming straight for Yi Chen. Hey, dumpster fire. They literally run the empire together. No duh, she has the authority to speak for him. Someone else chimes in with a heavy threat. You really tried to check her authority? Bro, you are literally speedrunning your own funeral. Catching all this, Wang Jicheng exhales a massive sigh of relief and instantly starts kissing up. Madam Vice President, you should have led with that. Knowing you are the boss's partner makes us feel a million times better. In his head, he is already throwing a party. If she is sleeping with the CEO, locking in that $70 million bag is a total lock. Playing the blushing girlfriend role, she stacks another lie on top. Well, my guy is just super professional. He prefers keeping our romance out of the boardroom. Scanning the audience, she puts on a fake, humble smile. So, I would really appreciate it if everyone kept this little detail off the record. Watching this Oscar-worthy performance, Yi Chen has to bite his tongue to keep from bursting into laughter. She literally just blasted it to the whole room to flex, and now she wants people to keep quiet? Catching his amused grin, she snaps, "What is so funny?" Flashing a wicked smirk, he claps back, "Just thinking, I heard the CEO is insanely loaded, gorgeous, and a total genius. No offense, VP, you are decent looking and all, but are you honestly even his vibe?" That jab shatters her fragile ego into a million pieces. Going full defensive, she doubles down on the delusion. For your information, he was totally obsessed with me at first sight. The man literally rented out a private island in Southeast Asia, threw this massive, cinematic confession, and practically begged me to date him. The crowd gasps, completely hypnotized by the fantasy. But the actual CEO standing right in front of her? Absolutely speechless. Damn, this girl is a masterclass in writing fan fiction. Completely drained by this toxic back and forth, his voice drops to absolute freezing. Wrap it up. I am so over this pointless drama. Locking eyes with Jia Yao, he drops the hammer. Jia Yao, we are hitting the Civil Affairs Bureau right now. It is time to make this divorce official. Bet. Let's do it, she snaps back, fury blazing in her eyes. But before they can take a single step, Wang Xiaoji slides into their path with a nasty smirk. Hold up, why the rush? You gotta stick around for the birthday bash, he taunts, his voice dripping with venom. Once the real feast kicks off, we will even leave a little dog bowl for you by the entrance. I mean, soak it in, because after you scrape up those leftovers, you are getting banished from Yunzhou forever. Pivoting toward Ma Kun, he busts out laughing. Bro, I totally forgot to give you your flowers. Watching you strip Ye Chen down out there was absolute cinema. Straight up looked like you were obedience training a mutt. Ma Kun puffs out his chest with a slimy grin. Oh, young Master Wang, you flatter me. Honestly, if I knew it would be this entertaining, I would have caught the whole thing in 4K. High-quality dog training content is hard to come by these days. Listening to these bozos inflate their own egos, Ye Chen's patience flatlines. The playtime is officially over. Whipping out his phone, he punches in a highly classified number. Instantly, a deeply respectful elder's voice hums through the speaker. Third young master. Standing by. Yi Chen keeps his tone chillingly level. That delivery guy, the one who keeps begging to serve meals to my grandfather. Remind me of his name. The response is instant. Are you talking about Wang Xiaohong, the billionaire CEO of Tongding Delivery? That is the one. Ye Chen's eyes narrow into ice daggers. Get him on the line, right now. Order him to nuke the Yunzhou Tongding agency contract. Effective immediately. The entire room freezes. Jaws hit the floor as the bystanders try to process this insane flex. Unfazed, the elder on the phone bows his head through the line. He has been dying for an audience with the old master. He will consider this task an absolute privilege. The man is sitting on a net worth over $50 billion now. He has finally earned the right to share a table with the old master. Ye Chen gives a barely visible nod. He has definitely leveled up recently. Set up a meet and greet for another day. Drinks are on me. The elder replies instantly. Consider it done, young master. The second Ye Chen taps end call, you could hear a pin drop in that massive hall. The crowd is completely paralyzed, glitching out, trying to figure out if he is capping or actually that powerful. Suddenly, Wang Xiaoji shatters the silence with a howling, hysterical laugh. Ye Chen, bro, what kind of low-budget acting is this? You, nuking Boss Ma's empire? Who do you honestly think you are? Ma Kun chimes in with a villainous sneer. Little bro, pick a better moment to chase clout. Nobody is getting scared by this pathetic roleplay. He goes straight for the throat, dragging Ye Chen's family into the mud. Your grandpa is literally a dirt-poor farmer. CEO Wang is swimming in billions of dollars. You seriously think a titan like him would break bread with your grandpa? You are completely delusional. Jiayao shoots him a look of pure, unfiltered disgust. If you are broke and powerless, just take the L. Why are you putting on this cringy performance? But off to the side, Qin Hongyan is not laughing at all. Her gaze is completely glued to Ye Chen's face. Her intuition is screaming that a massive storm is coming. Right on cue, Ma Kun's smartphone buzzes wildly. He checks the caller ID and practically jumps out of his shoes with hype. Yo, it is CEO Wang himself. He swipes answer with lightning speed, kissing up immediately. CEO Wang, what a coincidence. I was literally about to hit you up about renewing our contract, but the voice blasting through the speaker is practically spitting hellfire. I am calling to personally deliver the news. Your Yunzhou agency rights are officially terminated. As of this exact second, bam, Ma Kun's entire reality shatters into a million pieces. His knees turn to absolute jelly, while pure, unadulterated shock glues his boots to the floor. The millisecond those fatal words register in his brain, the hardwood floor might as well have opened up and swallowed him whole. His thriving empire has just been flatlined in one brutal breath. My contract? Vaporized? A massive wave of terror hits him like a freight train, as ice-cold sweat drenches his spine. His pupils violently dart across the crowded VIP room. This has to be a nightmare, not in front of this audience, not right now. Half the city's elites have their eyes glued to him, and the absolute worst part? Qin Hongyan is watching. If she finds out he just got clapped financially, the fallout would be apocalyptic. He would be reduced to a bigger joke than Ye Chen. Yeah, the exact same Ye Chen, who got tossed out of this high society bash like a piece of trash. Mortified of taking a massive public L and losing his last ounce of clout, Ma Kun desperately plasters on the fakest, most plastic grin imaginable. He projects his voice to the back of the room. Wow, thank you so much, CEO Wang. That is exactly what I was just telling the boys. With our rock-solid brotherhood, keeping this partnership alive is a total no-brainer. I already have the renewal bag secured and ready to wire. A clean $8 million. But CEO Wang's response hits like absolute permafrost. Save it, Boss Ma. Corporate just pulled the plug. We are deploying an executive straight from headquarters to conquer the Yunzhou territory. The middleman era is over. Sweating bullets, Ma Kun keeps up the pathetic stage play, trying wildly to mask his internal screaming. Oh, for sure, for sure. Absolutely zero issues on my end. Next time you are in town, we are popping bottles until dawn. That is the exact moment CEO Wang's temper goes totally nuclear. Are you deaf? I said your agency is dead and buried. I do not care how many millions you try to throw at my face right now. It is completely pointless. At this point, sheer panic is practically tattooed across Ma Kun's pale face. Beads of sweat are cascading down his temples, but he still refuses to break character. Forcing his frozen lips into a deranged smile, he chatters on, Got it, CEO Wang. Hey, do not even stress about it. We will 100% crush some major business deals down the road. This absolute circus act pushes CEO Wang completely off the deep end. Are you clinically insane? Why are you still yapping this garbage? Read my lips. Once your contract dies next month, corporate is taking over everything. Click, the line goes dead. But Ma Kun is literally hallucinating a conversation now, talking straight to the dial tone. Sounds perfect, CEO Wang. We will hash out the details over drinks. Watching this pathetic one-man show, even Ye Chen is left a bit speechless. What kind of NPC glitch is this clown pulling? He briefly wonders if Butler Feng moved fast enough to trigger the takedown. Right on cue, Wang Xiaojie steps up, blissfully ignorant of the brutal reality that just went down. He struts right up to Boss Ma. Judging by that phone call, securing the bag went off without a hitch. Ma Gun is literally crumbling inside, but he slaps on this total alpha male mask to hide the panic. Flawless victory, obviously. Riding high on the vibe, Xiaoji hoists his drink. Boss Ma, a toast to the man of the hour. May your bank account stay stacking to the ceiling. Ma Gun tips his glass back, chugging the whole thing like his life depends on it. But mid-swallow, these heavy, silent tears just start rolling down his cheeks. Appreciate it, young Master Wang. Lurking just a few steps away, Chen catches that exact moment Ma Gun's eyes start leaking. Completely clueless, Xiaoji just throws his head back, cackling. Absolute legend. Crushed it in one gulp. Yet Chen stays laser-focused, watching the boss utterly melt down. Yo, Boss Ma, why the waterworks? You good, bro? Panicking that his cover is blown, Ma Gun scrambles for a cover story. Totally fine. Liquor just hit a little too hard. Caught my throat. Right on cue, Chen slides into the spotlight. Boss Ma, flexing only works if you actually have the muscle. Why even keep up the act? The whole room sees right through you. Just take the L and admit it. Your contract got totally vaporized. Ma Gun absolutely loses his mind. This random nobody just dragged his entire reputation through the mud. Gripping his last ounce of ego, he bellows. So what if they dropped me? Corporate just wants to run things in-house. That has zero to do with a bottom feeder like you. Chen just hits him with this icy smirk. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Not trying to collect any more haters today anyway. Those words slice right through the fragile ego of the boss. Who even are you right now? What is your flex? You are literally just a crusty delivery guy. The vibe in the room instantly shifts. The crowd starts buzzing. Wait, did Boss Ma actually lose his empire because of Chen? Cap, Chen is literally just a deadbeat stay-at-home husband. But what if he is not? What if they have been roasting a secret billionaire? Catching the frantic energy, the mother of Jia Yao crashes the scene for damage control. Everybody, chill out. This pathetic excuse for a husband had zero to do with the downfall of Boss Ma. Dude grew up in the literal sticks. His grandpa herds cows. There is no universe where he is networking with CEO Wu. The rest of the Wong squad backs her up instantly. Facts. He has been mooching off us as a house husband for 3 straight years. If he actually had VIP connections, would he be scrubbing our toilets like a dog all this time? Another relative snickers. Trust fund babies are way too soft. They break under pressure. No way a secret heir survives 3 years playing the submissive husband. Make it make sense. Right then, the matriarch, old Madame Wong, shoots a deadly glare at security. The muscle swarms Ma Gun, practically dragging him toward the exit. Mr. Ma, time to bounce. Choking on the embarrassment, Ma Gun screams, "Hold up, I dropped cash on this crazy vintage wine." The bouncer just aggressively shoves the bottle right back into his chest. "Keep your booze, bro." Ma Gun screeches. "Wait, old Madame Wong, President Wong." His pathetic cries get muffled as he is tossed to the curb. Watching this whole clown show go down, Chen mentally rolls his eyes. The Wong bloodline. Every single one of them is pure toxic garbage. Makes total sense why Wang Jiayao stabbed me in the back for a paycheck. Trying to kill the awkward silence, Ji Chang grabs the mic. "VIPs, go ahead and grab your seats. Hit up the appetizers. The main event kicks off in a few." The crowd stampedes toward the buffet, but a whole new storm is brewing at the tables. Jia Yao marches straight up to Chen, dropping the temperature in the room. Soon as dessert is cleared, we sign the divorce papers. And do not even think about ruining the 80th bash for my grandma. Unbothered, Chen just slides into his chair. Say less. I can wait until you are done stuffing your face. But the second he reaches for his bowl, disaster strikes. His silver spoon barely taps the silverware of this stuck-up girl sitting across the table. She instantly shrieks like she was attacked. Ew, gross. My spoon literally just touched the germs of that scrub. It is fully contaminated now. Chen completely tunes out her Karen moment, eyeing her bowl instead. Papaya soup, classic beauty hack. He gives her clearly enhanced curves, a quick up and down, and drops a casual nuke. Honestly, you are already maxed out in that department anyway. The girl short-circuits. Her face flashes beet red with absolute fury. Excuse me? What is that supposed to mean? Why would I not need it? Chen just waves her off. Never mind, scrub that from your memory. Drink your soup. His stone-cold dismissal just pours gasoline on her fire. This basement dweller will not even give me the time of day. She stomps straight over to the matriarch. Grandma, you have to banish him from the VIP table. He literally showed up empty-handed for your birthday. Why is he breathing our air? Old Madame Wong locks in her icy glare, desperately protecting her brand. We have high standards here. Let the roach finish his scraps. Once he is done, he gets kicked to the curb for the divorce. The girl keeps whining, but hitting 80 is a massive milestone, and he brought literally nothing. Hearing that, Chen flashes back over his 3 years in hell. Honestly, if this old bat had not banned divorces for 3 years, his secret mission would have flopped on day 1. His mind is made up. He is officially cutting ties with this toxic bloodline today. Fine, it is the big 80. I will drop a gift. He whips out his phone, tapping a secret contact. I need a package dropped at the Wanwan Hotel. As soon as possible. Watching him, Jia Yao rolls her eyes into another dimension. Oh, so now you care about saving face? Do not bother. Our family does not want your bargain bin trash. She scoffs mentally. A guy practically mooching off his wife trying to flex? Just spare us the secondhand embarrassment, dude. Cancel that order right now, she barks. If Granny needs a present, I'll spot you. But Chen? He just keeps munching on his food, totally unbothered. That flips her switch. Hello? Earth to Chen? Are you even listening? 10 minutes tick by. Out of nowhere, frantic footsteps slam against the entrance floor. A sweaty delivery guy holding a package tries to rush inside, but security immediately blocks his path. Hold up, man. This is a private VIP banquet for the Wang family. No randoms allowed. Panting, the courier quickly defends himself. Look, I'm just here to drop off a birthday present. They finally let him through. Glancing around the massive hall, he asks, so, who's the birthday VIP today? Spotting this random dude, Xiaoji immediately loses his cool. Why is there another broke delivery driver crashing my grandma's bash? Security! Panic flashes across the courier's face as he scrambles to explain. Wait, I bumped into this dude driving a sick Rolls-Royce on the highway. He wanted to hand-deliver this, but gridlock was an absolute nightmare. He tossed me $500 and told me to drop this off at the Manhwa hotel. The second the words Rolls-Royce hit Xiaoji's ears, his rage completely evaporates, replaced by pure, drooling greed. Oh, then this has got to be for my grandma. Hand it over. He snatches the luxurious box and rips it open right in the middle of the crowd. Pop goes the lid, and his jaw practically hits the floor. A blinding, emerald green aura floods the room. No freaking way, he shrieks, completely mind-blown. Flawless ice jade, crystal clear. We are talking literal god-tier quality here. This piece easily costs $10 million. The entire venue absolutely loses its mind. A $10 million treasure, casually handed over by some random courier? What kind of crazy billionaire pulls a stunt like that? And while the whole room is spiraling into absolute chaos, the mastermind behind the megaflex, Chen, is just chilling in his seat, happily chewing his food. So, catching up from our last video, the split second that lid pops off, the most insane, ultra-rare jade bracelet gets exposed to the world. The moment that emerald shine hits their retinas, every single snob in that room is paralyzed with pure, unadulterated shock. A split second later, the dead silence shatters. The whole venue turns into a buzzing hive, obsessing over the jewelry. Elite guests and snobby relatives alike completely drop their cool, their jaws sweeping the floor. Pandemonium breaks out. People are practically screaming over each other, desperately trying to figure out what just happened. Without breaking a sweat, this jade piece crushes every single pathetic offering on the gift table, claiming the absolute top spot. The hype in the room goes completely nuclear. Dozens of eyeballs immediately snap straight to Grandma Wang. Finally, somebody bites the bullet and asks, Madam Wang, who on earth has the bank account to drop a gift like this? You've seriously got to hook us up with this absolute unit of a VIP later. But hold on to your seats, guys, because here comes the crazy plot twist. The old lady herself is just staring intensely at the glowing rock, looking completely clueless. Gripping it with trembling fingers, she mumbles, Honestly, you guys, I don't have the slightest clue who sent this. Boom. Dead silence drops over the banquet again. Suspense chokes the room as paranoid whispers sweep through the crowd. Literally every single living soul tied to the Wang bloodline is sitting in this exact room right now. Nobody is missing. So who the heck ghost-dropped a multi-million-dollar masterpiece? Cutting through the confusion, Chen's snobby sister-in-law, Wang Yuan, locks her sights on the bling. Her eyes look ready to pop out of her skull with greed. Stars practically dance in her pupils as she daydreams. Oh my god, that is the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. Dripping with absolute delusion, she steps up and announces to the entire hall. Wait, do you think one of my sugar daddies secretly sent this to impress me? The second those words leave her mouth, a collective light bulb goes off in everyone's heads. I mean, it actually checks out. Yuan is undeniably drop-dead gorgeous. One look at her curves, and most dudes are left tossing and turning all night. Plus, she's a 20-year-old baddie who happens to be totally single right now. Honestly, every rich trust fund kid in the city is already thirsting after her, desperately trying to lock her down. Catching onto the hype, her dad, Ji-chang, immediately puffs out his chest like a proud peacock, bobbing his head like a dashboard toy. He brags, No doubt about it. That's definitely what happened. My little girl is a literal goddess with millions of simps on the internet. Some crazy rich young heir is definitely shooting his shot with this gem. Sucking up to the family, Qin Hongyan flashes a plastic smile and chips in. Well then, major congrats in advance, Director Wang. Your future son-in-law is an absolute baller for casually dropping tens of millions on a present. Ji-chang is practically levitating with pure ego, quickly waving it off. Oh, quit hyping me up, President Qin. You're making me blush. Meanwhile, Chen is just sitting back in the shadows, silently watching this entire circus unfold. A sarcastic smirk tugs at his lips. He laughs internally. These clowns would literally rather hallucinate some imaginary sugar daddy for yuan yuan than face the hard truth that the broke husband just outflexed all of them. Sick of the charade, Ye Chen finally pushes his chair back and rises to his feet. Locking eyes with his wife, Xiao Yao, he drops the most chill question ever. Xiao Yao, you full yet? Caught completely off guard, she glares at him with pure ice. Yeah, I'm done eating. Why the hell are you asking? Ye Chen draws in a slow, deep breath, gearing up to drop the ultimate nuke. He finally unleashes the sentence he's been suppressing for years. Cool. Since your stomach is full and my gift has been delivered, let's take a quick trip to the Civil Affairs Bureau and sign those divorce papers right this second. Xiao Yao's brain short circuits. She just freezes, looking like she got hit by a truck. Stuttering, she blurts out, Hold up, excuse me? Did you just say your gift? What freaking gift did you even bring? Not missing a single beat, Yi Chen points his finger dead center at the $1,000,000 glowing rock that everyone was just drooling over. It's literally sitting right in front of you. That ice jade? Yeah, that's from me. Boom. A nuclear shockwave rips through the banquet hall. Ji Chang's face instantly turns tomato red as he screams at the top of his lungs, You absolute fraud. That piece costs 8 figures. A broke loser like you couldn't scrape together that kind of cash if you worked for 7 lifetimes. Are you actually taking credit for this? Yuan Yuan immediately butts in, a disgusted smirk pulling at her lips. Jaya, sis, seriously, can you leash your deadbeat husband before he embarrasses himself worse? Like, clearly, one of my high roller simps dropped this off. Hovering nearby, Shujia instantly jumps on the hate train, eager to drag Ye Chen through the mud. Our whole family couldn't scrape together a decent present, and now this clown is trying to snatch the spotlight using somebody else's flex. He's literally a walking red flag for the Wang bloodline. Pushed to her absolute limit, Jia Yao glares daggers at Ye Chen. We are leaving. Now. Straight to the courthouse. I refuse to play wifey to a scrub like you for a single second longer. But right before walking out, Ye Chen slowly pivots back to the matriarch. Ice cold and unbothered, he states, Old Madam Wang, for 3 solid years, through thick and thin, we shared a roof. Consider this bracelet my parting gift. Happy birthday. The old woman just swats the air like she's shooing away a fly, completely repulsed. Cut the crap and get out of my sight, she barks. Stop grandstanding. This parasitic son-in-law is a total stain on our legacy. Barking from the background, Xu Jia launches one final threat. Once the ink dries on those divorce papers, Ye Chen, hop on a train and scrub your existence from Yuzhou. Don't let me catch you breathing our air again. Pausing, Ye Chen shoots a freezing glare over his shoulder. My zip code is my business. You don't pull my strings anymore. Turning on his heel, he strides out. Pushing through the hotel doors, Ye Chen immediately locks eyes on a sleek BMW idling by the curb. Inside, Feng Chao and Jia Yao. Rolling down the window, Feng Chao flashes a wicked sneer. Yo, buddy. Jia Yao says your broke self doesn't even qualify for the leather seats. Go rent a city bike. We'll catch you at the courthouse steps. Tapping the gas, he peels out, tires screeching, leaving Ye Chen eating his dust. Zero panic crosses Ye Chen's face. He casually lifts a hand, hails a passing cab, and slides in. Yo, courthouse, hit the gas, flash forward. The camera pans across the sterile interior of the government building. Pin-drop silence suffocates the room. Sliding a stack of stamped paperwork across the glass, the clerk speaks in a deadpan drone. Your marriage is officially dissolved. Gripping that little red booklet, Ye Chen physically deflates, exhaling years of pure stress. Finally, he is actually free. 3 agonizing years of playing the glorified servant, permanently deleted. Staring down at the official stamp, his brain instantly shifts into boss mode. Time to build an empire. The underdog era is over. It is pure hustle from here on out. Breaking his focus, Jia Yao spits venom. Congrats. You upgraded from a freeloader husband to a totally dumped has-been. Honestly, it is pathetic. Without even breaking his stride toward the exit, Ye Chen fires back. Keep yapping. You are literally out of my life. He ducks back into a waiting cab and vanishes into traffic. Left in the dust, Jia Yao is practically boiling over. Glaring at his taillights, she shrieks, You are nothing but a washed-up loser, Ye Chen. Seething with rage, she and Feng Chao slam the doors of the BMW. Buckling in, she barks the order. Tail that cab. I need to know if he is actually getting out of the city. Feng Chao cranks the ignition, flooring it to keep the taxi in his sights. Sporting a cocky grin, he predicts, dude is making a beeline for the train depot. His run in Yuzhou is cooked. 0 cash in the bank. If he stays, what is he gonna do? Photosynthesize. Jia Yao bites her lip, second-guessing. True, but did you see his face back there? Something felt way too off. Minutes bleed by on the road, and Feng Chao's smug smile totally vanishes. Hold up, this isn't the route to the rail yard. Panicking slightly, Jia Yao snaps. Airport? Feng Chao grips the wheel. Negative. He is heading deep into the Xishan district. Jia Yao's eyes widen. Wait, is this lunatic actually squatting in Yuzhou? Chuckling, Feng Chao brushes it off. Bro is probably hunting down some roach-infested motel. Chill. Your family literally has a monopoly on hospitality in this town. I promise you, he couldn't book a closet at a 4-star joint. Fast forward 10 minutes. The camera cuts to the insanely lavish facade of the Westlake Four Seasons. Ye Chen steps out of his yellow cab. Right on cue, the BMW rolls up to the curb. Catching sight of his target, Feng Chao lets out a bitter scoff. Bro, be so for real right now. Is this absolute bum seriously trying to score a gig bussing tables? Jia Yao's blood pressure spikes. Back at the party, young Master Sun literally blacklisted him from the service industry. The absolute nerve of this guy to show his face here. He is totally disrespecting the Wang dynasty. Whipping out his smartphone with a devilish grin, Feng Chao brags, wants to test my pull in this city, does he? Watch this. He hits dial, leaning back with maximum arrogance. Yo, Chang, still running the floor at Westlake? Awesome. Do me a solid. Some loser named Ye Chen just walked in begging for a job. Trash his resume. But in the very next heartbeat, all the color violently drains from Feng Chao's face. Wait, what? Catching his horror, Jia Yao starts freaking out. Spit it out. What did he say? Dropping the phone to his lap, Feng Chao looks utterly paralyzed. Chang said, literally 0 people came in asking for work today. His brain short-circuiting, Feng Chao stammers, if he isn't dropping off a resume. What the hell is he doing in the lobby? Then, it hits him like a freight train. No freaking way. Is he trying to check in? Jia Yao shuts that theory down instantly. 0 chance. The cheapest suite at Westlake runs at least $8 grand a night. I literally seized every single piece of plastic he owned at the courthouse. Bro is rocking a couple $100 in paper and a pathetic 2,000 credit limit. Needing to solve the mystery, Feng Chao narrows his eyes. Let us pull up and get the tea straight from little Chang. Cut to the hotel lobby. The second they step through the sliding doors, the front desk girl drops a nuke. Hey Chao, that Yi Chen guy you mentioned? He just checked in and dropped the bag for a full 7 days up front. Hearing that, Feng Chao feels his stomach completely drop out. 7 days? His brain frantically starts running the numbers. 8 grand a night, times 7. That is 56,000. He grits his teeth, hissing. That snake was hoarding a secret stash this whole time. Jia Yao, I bet my life he skimmed your grocery cash to build his little war chest. What a total scammer, ratting away that much coin. But the receptionist clears her throat, dropping the real plot twist. Sir, Mr. Yi Chen is not in a standard room. He booked the presidential suite. Boom. It is like a 440-volt shock straight to Feng Chao and Jia Yao's systems. Say what? Feng Chao is practically stuttering out of his mind. The Westlake presidential suite is 80 grand a night. A whole week is 560,000. He whips around to Jia Yao, totally spooked. Are you dead serious right now? He saved that much from your family's spare change? Desperate to prove this is some kind of glitch, Feng Chao spins back to the desk, his eyes wide with disbelief. Hold up, are you absolutely positive? Did Yi Chen seriously just swipe a card for 560,000 in cold hard cash? The receptionist does not even blink. Yes, sir. The transaction was fully approved and cleared, but her very next sentence is a brutal stab right in their guts. Flashing a bright, cheerful smile, she adds, oh, and get this, he was in such a crazy good mood, he tipped me 10,000 on the spot. The second those words hit Jia Yao's ears, she goes absolute scorched earth. She snaps, screaming at the top of her lungs, are you kidding me? Hand over that tip right now. That cash belongs to the Wang family. Do you hear me? While Jia Yao is throwing a full-scale Karen meltdown in the lobby, Feng Chao grabs her arm, playing the voice of reason. His face is dead serious. Babe, focus. Forget about the damn tip. The actual problem here is, where on earth did a broke guy get that kind of bag? Even if he pinched cabbage pennies for 3 straight years, he ain't ever touching 1 million. That logic stops Jia Yao in her tracks. She freezes, gears turning, until her eyes suddenly widen in pure realization. Wait, the dog. He was always hanging at my grandma's place playing dog sitter. And you know how my grandma is? Her whole mansion is stuffed with ultra-rare, priceless antiques. You do not think he snagged a couple to pawn off, do you? Feng Chao snaps his fingers, his eyes lighting up. Bingo! Call your folks right this second. Tell them to do a full sweep of the vault. Jia Yao is already smashing the dial button on her screen. Cut away to the Manhwa Hotel banquet hall, where the vibe is completely different. It is way past curfew, but President Tang and all the heavy-hitting VIPs are still glued to their seats. They are waiting for the ultimate reveal. Who is the phantom whale that dropped that insanely flexed-out bracelet? Everyone wants a front-row seat to see this absolute legend. Meanwhile, Jin Hongyan is losing her patience. She keeps checking the main doors, her frown deepening by the minute. The clock is ticking, so where the hell is the sender? Even with gridlock, he should be walking the red carpet by now. Then, a wild, nagging thought creeps into her brain. Wait, no way. Was that crazy bracelet actually from Yi Chen? Right on cue, Jia Yao's mom's phone shatters the quiet chatter. Seeing her daughter's caller ID, she answers with zero urgency. Hey sweetie, give me the updates. Did you finally finalize the divorce with that deadbeat? But Jia Yao's voice tears through the speaker. Absolute pure panic. Mom, get to Grandma's place right now. Tear the house apart and check if any of her vintage art is gone. She is practically shrieking now. That rat Yi Chen definitely pawned our family's heirlooms for quick cash. Hearing this, her mom physically stumbles, looking like she caught a right hook. Say what? That loser raided your grandma's vault? Her volume control is non-existent, and Jin Hongyan catches every single syllable. She takes a long, deep breath. The massive mystery finally solved. Blowing out a slow cloud of smoke, she smirks. Wow, I thought we were dealing with a top-tier boss. Turns out he is just a bottom-feeding burglar. Her hype flatlines instantly. Standing up, she brushes off her outfit with icy calm. Old Madam Wang, President Wang, work is blowing up my phone. I am out of here. Old Madam Wang scrambles to her feet, laying on the utmost respect. President Jin, we are counting on you to greenlight that funding. Jin Hongyan gives a lazy nod. Chill, I got it. And just like that, she ghosts. The second the doors shut behind her, the VIPs catch the drift. The mystery tycoon is not showing up. The mass exodus begins. Once the room completely clears out, old Madam Wang is seeing red. What the hell was Jia Yao yelling about? She barks. How is she just now figuring out this tramp stole from us right after dumping him? Jia Yao's mom is shaking with rage. She said Yi Chen just locked down the Westlake presidential suite for an entire freaking week. He dropped almost 600,000 like it was nothing. That is exactly why they know he fenced your antiques to get the bag. Old Madam Wang smacked the table so hard it rattled. That freeloading deadbeat. Still, her mind was totally stuck on the mystery big spender who gifted that bracelet. Swallowing her rage, she locked in and declared, the VIP behind this insane gift hasn't even shown up yet. We are not fumbling the bag over that scrub. Wasting zero time, she split her squad into 2 units. Ji Chong, Su Xian, Yun Lian, you guys hold down the fort right here with me. We're waiting this out. Whipping her head toward the rest of the crew, she barked, Xiao Jia, Jia Yao's dad, Wan Sulan. Sprint back to my place right now and scope out what got swiped. The group chimed in unison. Got it. Smash cut to the Wang family mansion. Xiao Jia, along with Jia Yao's parents, busted through the front door and tore the place apart. 20 minutes of tearing through every single corner later, not a single item was out of place. Xiao Jia scowled. Literally nothing is missing. The uncle strolled over, backing him up. All good on my end too. You spot anything? Xiao Jia's brain went into overdrive. The study is untouched. This spot is spotless. Meaning, zero theft. The reality was glaringly obvious. Yi Chen was totally innocent, but Xiao Jia was way too much of a hater to care about facts. No way was he letting that guy off the hook. So, he straight up capped, hold up, I'm not done sweeping the area. You better double check your zones, just in case. The uncle gave a quick nod. Say less. The absolute second the uncle dipped, a dark, twisted scheme cooked up in Xiao Jia's brain. He drifted over to a display case and snagged a crazy expensive timepiece. Gripping the cold metal, a nasty smirk crept onto his face. This was Granddad's holy grail. Only 48 of these exist on the entire planet, rocking a price tag of over 5 million. His grin turned straight up villainous. Yi Chen, starting right now, you are the lowlife who pocketed this bad boy. He slid the watch deep into his pocket, casually strolled out clutching the empty box, and shrieked at the top of his lungs. My room! The watch is gone! Jia Yao's mom absolutely lost her mind, screeching, I knew it! That's how that bum paid for the penthouse suite. Jia Yao's dad whipped out his phone and dialed the matriarch instantly. Mom, jackpot! Grandpa's Richard meal got swiped. Through the speaker, old Madam Wang shook with pure, unhinged rage. Drag him to me right now. I'm chopping off his hands today. But the second Xiao Jia heard his target's name, his knees literally buckled. Flashbacks of getting absolutely bodied last time hit him like a truck. I am not catching hands again. He instantly flipped the victim switch, groaning, ah, my old wounds are flaring up. I gotta hit the ER pronto. Uncle, you take point. I'll catch up. Before anyone could even blink, he bolted. Stuck in a tight spot, Jia Yao's dad rang up his daughter. You still posted at the Westlake Hotel? Quick cut to the Westlake Hotel lobby. Gripping her phone, Jia Yao froze like a statue. Wait, what? Grandpa's Richard Mill got jacked? 5 million? Got it. She killed the call. Feng Chao looked at her, sweating a bit. Yo, what's the tea? Jia Yao ground her teeth. eyes burning with absolute fury. Yi Chen actually robbed my grandma. Watch me make him regret breathing. She power-walked straight to the front desk and demanded, "Drop Yi Chen's room number, now." Feng Chao started freaking out. "Jia Yao, what kind of crazy stunt are you pulling?" She clapped back. "What does it look like? I'm dragging him back home." The dude snagged a $5 million timepiece, but Feng Chao picked up on a weird vibe. Her vibe wasn't purely pissed off, she looked weirdly hyped. "Why are you glowing right now?" he asked, narrowing his eyes. "Why do I get the feeling she's actually dying to see her ex?" Terrified of catching heat, Feng Chao tried to block her path. "Look, I cannot cross the boss of this joint. Chill out and just dial 911. She violently shoved him aside. "Why are you acting like such a punk? If you're terrified, stay put." She hit the elevator's solo. Smash, cut to the penthouse hallway. Jia Yao squared up outside her ex's suite. She pounded on the wood like a maniac, screeching, "Yi Chen, you absolute crook. Kick this door open right now." Seconds later, the heavy door swung wide. Yi Chen was standing right there, dripping wet from the shower, rocking nothing but a loose towel. Looking completely unbothered, he sighed, "Lady, when are you going to get a life? The ink on our divorce papers isn't even dry, and you're already stalking me." But the split second Jia Yao caught a glimpse of him, all her rage evaporated. Her face flushed bright crimson. She stuttered out, "Why? Are you? Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel." Just like we saw in the last drop, Jia Yao crashed Yi Chen's hotel room, looking for blood, and our boy answered the knock himself. But the minute that door swung open, the entire vibe did a massive 180. Jia Yao pulled up ready to throw hands, but the absolute instant she clocked his shirtless chest, the crazy muscle definition, and a shredded 8-pack, her brain literally short-circuited. Her jaw hit the floor in pure awe. Deep down, a single thought echoed. Wait, my ex was hiding a sleeper build this whole time? Right then and there, a massive wave of cringe and extreme regret washed over her. She literally kicked herself mentally. If I knew he was packing heat like that, I would have forced him to walk around shirtless, all damn summer. Yi Chen, on the flip side, paid zero attention to her thirst trap moment and shot back with ice in his voice. "What is your actual problem?" The bass in his tone snapped Jia Yao back to planet Earth. Desperate to mask her massive blunder, she aggressively pivoted the conversation. She straight up pointed the finger at him. "Yi Chen, did you swipe my grandmother's Richard Mille?" Yi Chen just blinked, totally lost. "What Richard Mille?" Jia Yao scoffed, convinced he was playing dumb. "Oh, drop the innocent act. A $5 million timepiece vanished from my grandmother's estate. It has to be your doing. How else is a broke guy like you balling out in a 5-star presidential suite? Even I haven't dropped cash on a place this lavish." Hearing her unhinged rant, Yi Chen just mentally rolled his eyes. The Wang dynasty was truly something else. Always quick to steal the spotlight for every win, but the second things went south, they'd throw him right under the bus. "Ice cold," he fired back. "Miss Wang, I haven't touched a single thread belonging to your family. Stealing a watch? Not happening. Now get out." Hearing that formal Miss Wang drop, it hit Jia Yao like a literal jump scare. Her jaw practically hit the floor. "Miss Wang? He's literally never called me that." Flashbacks hit her hard the days he'd simp over her, calling her his queen, his wifey, his absolute goddess, promising fancy dinner dates. The second his paycheck cleared, this sudden freezing shoulder totally triggered her. "Why are you so desperate to shove me out?" she shrieked. "Are you hiding some chick in there?" Yi Chen was officially out of patience. He seriously wondered if his ex had completely lost her grip on reality. Not breaking a sweat, he deadpanned. "Whether I've got company or not is absolutely none of your business. We are divorced. Back off, or I'm dragging hotel security into this." That was the match in the powder barrel for Jia Yao. How dare this loser reject me? Whipping out her phone, she snarled, "I came here to throw you a lifeline. Crawl back, confess what you did, and take grandmother's punishment like a man. We could have buried this, but since you want to not play tough, I'm calling the cops." She aggressively punched in the numbers. "Don't come crying to me. Swiping 5 million gets you over 15 years behind bars." Unbothered, Yi Chen just slammed the door in her face. From the hallway, Jia Yao kept shrieking like a banshee. "If you drop to your knees and beg right now." But the deadbolt was already thrown. Back inside, Yi Chen casually towel-dried his hair, catching his own gaze in the vanity mirror, and let out a dark chuckle. "Just because I was whipped for her, I was always the one bending the knee, always taking the blame. Since when did falling in love mean completely trashing my own self-worth?" Meanwhile, Jia Yao was practically denting the mahogany door. "Yi Chen, bust this open. The cops are already on their way. Have fun in lockdown." Smash cut to the Wang estate. When the matriarch caught wind that her granddaughter actually dialed 911, she went ballistic. "She did what? The police?" The girl's mother instantly jumped to damage control. "Mother, that street rat Yi Chen probably fought back. She had literally zero options left. Plus, he's dead to this bloodline anyway. We can't exactly dish out our own private justice anymore. The old madam barked back. Who gave her the green light for cops? Wang family scandals get handled in-house. Her expression froze over. Whatever. Maybe that trash is meant to rot in a cell. That deadbeat son-in-law already dragged our legacy through the mud. Fast forward 10 minutes back at the resort. The authorities roll up on the scene. Are you Miss Wang Jiayao? The one claiming your ex swiped a $5 million timepiece? Spotting the badges, Jiayao instantly flips the victim switch. Exactly. He was our live-in husband, but we just finalized the papers. He jacked my family's heirloom and pawned it off. That is the only way he's funding a week in this 5-star presidential penthouse. I bet he even paid for an escort. She practically shoves them toward the desk. Officers, slap the cuffs on him and drag him down here right now. The lead cop gestures to the front desk. Ring the suite. Tell him we need him in the lobby. The sweating receptionist nods rapidly, patching a call through. It rings and rings. But up in the clouds, Yi Chen is completely passed out. Hearing dead air, Jia Yao's smug meter redlines. See? He's dodging the call. Total guilty conscience. The two cops share a heavy look. All right, we're breaching the floor. They ride the glass elevator up, stepping out at the master suite, and lay on the buzzer. When Yi Chen swings the heavy wood open, catching sight of uniforms, he blinks, but his poker face stays diamond hard. The point man steps up. Mr. Yi Chen, I am Captain Li, District Precinct. We got a distress call from a Miss Wang Jiayao, alleging you boosted a $5 million watch. Truth? Yi Chen doesn't even flinch. I never took a dime from that family. Captain Li isn't buying it wholesale, giving the guy a slow, skeptical, ocular pat down. He presses on. No disrespect, man, but my intel says you were essentially a broke, live-in charity case for the Wangs, hustling food deliveries for 6 months straight, left the marriage with absolute zero. Yet, you're kicking back in an $80,000 a night penthouse, and you paid up front for 7 days. If you didn't fence that jewelry, how are you funding this? Without missing a beat, Yi Chen pivots. Hold that thought. He strolls back with a thick stack of legal papers, slapping them right onto Captain Li's clipboard. That is the official equity buyout for the Huaxing conglomerate. I am officially the majority shareholder, the new CEO. He casually flicks a business card between 2 fingers. My credentials. The second the cops glance at it, their brains short-circuit. Matte black base, solid gold lettering, forged from Swiss aircraft titanium, and literally iced out with micro diamonds. Bro, the annual fee for this card alone is 10 grand. The backup officer mutters, clearly skeptical. This feels way too extra. Is it a prop? He looks dead at Ye Chen and demands, can we run your name through the Sky Eye database? Ye Chen doesn't even blink. The creator of Sky Eye, CEO Zhang Chao, he was my older brother's college roommate. Since I haven't stepped into my official role yet, I had him scrub my digital footprint. If that database is your gold standard, I'll unblock it right now. He taps his screen. Zhang, the precinct needs to run my background. Give them full access for 10 minutes. He kills the call and smirks. Run it. The officers punch in, Huaxing Group, and their jaws practically hit the floor. Ye Chen, Chief Executive Officer of Huaxing Group, but Officer Li is still sweating. Wait, did he hack the mainframe? Yi Chen lets out a massive sigh. Look, I was really trying to keep a low profile here, but since we are still playing detective, he whips out his phone, logs into his mobile banking, and flashes the screen. Feast your eyes. The cop scans the digits and almost flatlines. Right there, staring back at him, liquid assets topping 10 billion. The zeros just keep going. Holy, that is 10 billion, he gasps out loud. Cutting back to the main scene, Ye Chen is just chilling with the stunned authorities. Watching their brains short-circuit, our boy is secretly celebrating. Thank goodness I locked down that ironclad prenup before tying the knot. During the split, Jiayao never even bothered digging into my actual portfolio. Looking deadpan at the trembling officers, he drops another bomb. Honestly, guys, this is just my petty cash account. But frankly, the balance on this one piece of plastic, you could liquidate the entire Wang family empire, and they would not even scrape together half of what is sitting right here. Suddenly, his vibe shifts, turning icy cold. So, tell me, does a guy with this kind of capital need to swipe a measly $5 million timepiece? The reality check hits the cops like a freight train. The lead investigator straightens up. Sir, you must be the hidden heir of some massive dynasty. Why on earth would you stoop to playing a subservient house husband? For the Wangs, our main character does not miss a beat, radiating pure boss energy. Old family pact. My hands were tied. Look, I need you to bury this file. Keep the Wangs totally in the dark. I am completely done with that toxic circus. The sheer flex leaves the authorities absolutely speechless. The rookie in the back is having an existential crisis. Billionaires are literally built different. Snapping back to reality, the veteran cop nods deeply. Boss, Your secret is in the vault. Not a single syllable leaves this room. They spin on their heels, ready to bounce. Pausing at the threshold, the lead cop adds, "Massive apologies for wrecking your evening. We will slide out now." Yi Chen leans against the doorframe, totally unfazed. "All good. Stay safe." Cut to 2 minutes later down in the pristine lobby, where the cops march straight up to Jia Yao and her new boy toy Feng Chao. Update on the situation: the guy is completely clean. He didn't touch your heirloom. You two need to backtrack, figure out where you actually misplaced it. The duo looks like they just got slapped. Feng Chao starts glitching out. Wait. No way. How? Jia Yao is instantly triggered, deep in denial. Are you seriously taking his word for it? If he didn't fence our luxury piece, how is he funding a premium suite at a 5-star resort? The dude literally delivers takeout for pennies. Hearing this garbage, the cops are screaming internally. They literally just stared directly into the abyss of his bank account. They know exactly what kind of financial firepower Ye Chen is packing. 10 billion. They are silently side-eyeing her like, since when do broke boys carry 10 billion in pocket change? The veteran cop locks eyes with her, dropping the polite act. Look, Miss Wang. 0 hard proof means 0 arrests. We cannot just throw him in cuffs. You want him locked up? Bring us the receipts. We need security footage, photos of the heist, or a straight-up paper trail of him cashing out. Dismissing them, the cops pivot to walk away. But the lead cop cannot resist dropping one last reality check. Pro tip, stop trash-talking your ex like he is some bottom-tier loser. You guys shared a life together. Dragging his name through the mud like this, it is just a purely toxic look. Jia Yao completely loses her mind, shrieking in the lobby. I am stating absolute facts. If he was not such a lazy deadbeat, I would still be wearing his ring. The second cop just smirks, firing back smoothly. Oh, so you are the one who pulled the plug? He is practically choking back laughter. He holds the ultimate cheat code about Ye Chen's empire, while this girl is completely clueless. Chin in the air, Jia Yao flexes her ego. Exactly. I dumped him. Let me guess, he is crying to you guys begging for me back? The cop literally gives her a sarcastic thumbs up. Yeah, right. A dude with unlimited capital, ruling over Huasheng Group. Honestly, you are the only one taking an epic loss here. Obviously, he keeps that savage roast inside his head. Totally blind to the mockery, her toxic jealousy spikes again. Hold up. Is there some random girl upstairs with him? The cop sighs. The guy is flying solo. Not a single soul up there with him. The second those words hit her ears, her entire posture relaxes. See? He is still obsessed with me, she whispers to herself, completely trapped in her own delusional bubble. As the badges finally exit the building, Feng Chao scrunches his face in hardcore confusion. Wait, why the heck did they just leave him alone up there, treating Ye Chen like royalty? Red flags are flying everywhere in her mind. Suddenly, Jia Yu's screen lights up. It's Wang Shuji on caller ID. She blinks in surprise but swipes to answer. Yo, Jia Yu, word on the street is you called the cops. Is he locked up yet? Jia Yu sighs heavily. Nah, they ghosted the case. Cops said there was 0 proof. They can't touch him. On the other end, Xiaoji sounds completely lost. Proof? Like what? Jia Yu drops the details. Camera footage of him swiping the watch, or bank records showing he fenced it. Hearing this, Xiaoji smirks to himself. Total cap. The watch is literally chilling right here on my wrist. Then, a sinister idea clicks. Hold up. I can just fake the receipts and frame Ye Chen. Chuckling darkly, he promises, let me handle this. I'll track down his phantom buyer. Trust me, I'm putting him behind bars. Click. The call drops. Jia Yu just stares at her blank screen, completely conflicted about Ye Chen. If Xiaoji actually throws him in a cell, how bad is this gonna get? Her mind drifts back to the old days, back when our boy treated her like an absolute queen. Miss, does this fit look good? It's mid, but whatever. Remembering his kindness actually tugs at her heartstrings. But then there's Feng Chao, standing right there, brain rotting with filthy thoughts. He slides up close, dragging his hand across her shoulder. Babe, let's grab a hotel room by West Lake tonight. Instant ick. Jia Yu spins around and delivers a massive slap straight to his jaw, screaming, you can't even deal with a loser like Ye Chen, and you think you're getting in my bed? She storms off without looking back. Feng Chao rubs his stinging cheek, his eyes turning murderous. Ye Chen, you've ruined my game twice now. Once I get my hands on you, you're dead meat. Right on cue, his lackey strolls up, whistling. Boss, that girl is a total baddie. Before he can finish, Feng Chao yanks him by the collar, his voice freezing cold. The second Ye Chen steps out of that hotel, you text me, understand? The henchman trembles, and furiously nods. Flash forward to 6 in the morning. Our MC struts out of his room, and man, the lobby girls are entirely stunned. Ye Chen is rocking an all-black tailored suit, radiating pure billionaire energy. They are losing their minds internally. Major CEO vibes. The glow-up from yesterday is insane. Whoever his wife is, she struck gold. Yi Chen strides through the sliding doors. The second his foot hits the pavement, Feng Chao's rat immediately makes the call, dropping the location. The tail is on. Yi Chen hops into a cab. Unbeknownst to him, a black sedan creeps right behind. Boss, I've got eyes on the target. We're rolling downtown. 20 minutes later, the cab drops Yi Chen off right in front of a massive skyscraper. He marches toward the entrance like he owns the place, but internally, he's fixated on Qin Hongyan. You tried to ruin my life yesterday. Let's see if you keep that same energy when you see my face today. Meanwhile, Feng Chao is grilling his guy on the phone. Wait, he went straight to the business district? To the Puxin Group Tower? What the hell is he scheming? Then, it clicks. Yesterday, CEO Qin openly declared she was blacklisting him everywhere. Is this psycho going up there to crash out and get revenge? A massive, unhinged grin spreads across his face. This is the ultimate setup to play the hero for that absolute 10, Qin Hongyan. He instantly dials her private number. The line clicks. Who is this? Madam CEO, it's Feng Chao. We took a shot together at the old lady's birthday bash yesterday. Placing the voice, she responds, Young Master Feng, you're blowing up my phone pretty early. What's the drama? Feng Chao fakes total panic. Listen, you remember that trash husband from the Wang family? Ye Chen, right? Since we teamed up to ruin his career yesterday, the dude completely snapped. He just showed up at your headquarters. I'm telling you, he's out for blood. Completely unbothered, Chin smoothly replies, Relax. My building has elite security and keycard scanners. He's not getting past the lobby. Feng Chao dials up the drama. No, you don't get it. My scouts just saw him holding a piece, and he already breached the scanners. He's literally heading for your floor right now. If you walk in there, you are basically dead. That finally cracks her Ice Queen persona. Wait, what? How would he even get a VIP swipe card? Feng leans into the lie. Think about it. He pawned that stolen watch and bagged 5 mil. Bro is rolling in cash. You have hundreds of employees bribing someone for a keycard is child's play for him now. I'm honestly freaking out for you. You are way too gorgeous to let some deranged ex-husband slash you up. That would absolutely crush me. Back in her penthouse, Chin locks in, her voice cold again. Appreciate the heads up. I'm locking the office down and sending my people to sweep the floors immediately. Hearing her take his bait, Feng is practically foaming at the mouth, dreaming of his reward. I'm pulling up to your building right now to protect you, Hong Yan. Meanwhile, Chin dials her right-hand woman. Wrong. Sprint to the headquarters now. Scan the floors for any sketchy intruders. If you spot anyone, dial 911 immediately. On it, boss. 30 minutes flash by. Over at the corporate tower, a stunning girl clicks her heels through the sliding glass doors. The lobby guards straighten up, barking out, Morning, ma'am. She nods with perfect grace. This is Zhao Rongrong, the ultimate gatekeeper, and Qin Hongyan's elite personal secretary. And bro, she is serving looks right now. Strutting her way up to the penthouse level, she hops right into the elevator. The security dudes are literally turning tomato red just watching her pass by. Down bad, honestly. Secretary Zhao gives off that crazy mix of pure innocence and total baddie energy. Sure, she might not have Vice President Chin's lethal curves, but her girl next door vibe totally makes up for it. Without warning, Rongrong bursts through the office doors, barking out, Who the hell are you? How did you even sneak past security? Talk. Our guy barely even flinches, just shooting her a lazy side eye. He is decked out in a tailored suit, radiating absolute CEO energy. Zero sweat, ice in his veins, and his aura is literally suffocating the room. Who's asking? He counters, totally unbothered. Rongrong pushes up her glasses, trying to flex her authority. I am Vice President Chin's personal assistant, Zhao Rongrong. Catching that name, Yi Chen finally gives her a proper look over. Wait, Qin Hongyan is a girl, right? So, why hire the nerdy cute assistant trope? Isn't that usually a male CEO's fantasy? Suddenly, a wild theory pops into his head. Wait, does Chin swing that way? Honestly, dude's imagination is running wild. Smacking both hands down on the mahogany desk, Rongrong glares daggers at him. Hey, focus. Stop zoning out and answer the question. Why are you trespassing in our headquarters? Dropping the playful act, our boy goes deadpan. I am Yi Chen, and I own this whole group now. Boom. Her jaw literally hits the floor. Instant panic mode activated. Oh my god. I am so sorry, boss. I am actually so dense. Obviously, the only person with the master key to this suite would be the new owner. Please don't fire me. VP Chin warned us about a trespasser, so my brain just short-circuited. Yi Chen waves off her rambling. He dives right into reading the files, though internally, he is fuming. Those annoying Wong family creeps. tracking my every move like literal stalkers. Whatever, you are dismissed. Rongrong ducks her head, nodding frantically like a bobblehead. Right before she escapes, Yi Chen drops a casual bomb. Oh, and I keep hearing Vice President Chin is the baddest executive in all of Yunzhou. When she clocks in, send her straight to my suite. I gotta see for myself if our VP actually lives up to all that hype. Soaking that in, Rongrong dips into the bathroom and speed dials Chin. Cut to Chin, tearing down the highway in her sports car, blazing toward Huasan HQ. Talk to me. Did security catch that stalker yet? Rongrong exhales sharply. Girl, that stalker is literally President Yi. The new big boss just walked in, and he is demanding to see you right now. Chin almost slams the brakes. Wait, what? The CEO is already in the building? She floors the gas pedal. I need to step on it. Fast forward 10 minutes. Down in the main lobby, Rongrong flags her down from the crowd. Chin pivots, and the two girls march straight for the top floor. Give me his exact location, Chin demands. Penthouse suite. He made it crystal clear he wants you up there. Stat. Striding through the bullpen, Chin spots half the female staff aggressively fixing their lipstick. Why is the entire floor clocked in so early? The front desk girl leaked to the group chat that the new boss is an absolute 10, so everyone sprinted to work. Chin arches a brow. Oh, really? Like, how fine are we talking? Rongrong's eyes literally turn into heart emojis. Way hotter than a K-pop idol. And crazy young too, maybe 23 max. Chin's forehead wrinkles. That young? Internally, she is calculating. Me hitting VP status. At 32 was already a massive flex. How is the head honcho barely out of college? She snaps back to reality. Tell these girls to act right. Stop simping. He is our boss. We are gonna look totally pathetic. Rongrong just sighs dreamily. Like any of us, stand a chance anyway? An alpha boss like that? You are the only one on his level, boss. As they sweep through the hallway, the gossipers start whispering. Apparently, he crowned you the most gorgeous executive in the city. Bet he bought the company just to shoot his shot. Zip it with the fanfiction, Chin orders, dripping with confidence. I have run this city's corporate game for years. There is not a single man alive that Chin Hongyan cannot break, much less some 23-year-old frat boy. Deep down, she is smirking. Once I turn on the charm, game over. The staff secretly flash back to that one arrogant billionaire who thought he was untouchable. 2 minutes alone with Chin, and he was fetching her coffee like a lapdog. Adding a fresh coat of power red to her lips, Chin is ready for war. The girls hype each other up. Yo, crack the door open later. We need front row seats to watch you domesticate this new guy. Make him bow down and tie your heels. Give us that iconic queen moment. Snapping her compact shut, she struts toward the penthouse suite, practically glowing with arrogance. Little does she know, she is walking straight into a hurricane. The ultimate plot twist is loading. She grips the brass handle. Enter, rings out, and she pushes it open. A sharp-dressed guy is chilling in the leather swivel chair, staring out at the skyline. His back is totally turned. Boss, I am the vice president, Chin Hongyan. She catches a glimpse of his side profile, a jawline sharp enough to cut glass, serving K-drama male lead vibes. But wait, he looks familiar. Major deja vu hits her. The chair slowly spins around. Out in the hall, the whole squad is peeking through the crack. $10 says he completely loses his mind the second he sees her face. Bro is gonna drop to his knees and start worshipping. They muffle their giggles, but the instant her eyes lock onto his face, total system error. It is freaking Yi Chen. Innocent looking, stupidly gorgeous, radiating absolute frost. The realization hits her like a freight train. The second she locks eyes with Yi Chen, her brain completely short-circuits. All the strength drains from her legs. She instantly crashes to the floor, totally paralyzed and unable to form a single word. Out in the hallway, the entire staff is practically turned to stone. Jaws are literally on the floor. Like, why on earth is the ruthless President Chin the one dropping down? Rongrong is absolutely losing her mind over this. The office door is left wide open, exposing everything. Anyway, what is good, squad? How are we doing today? Welcome back to another absolute banger of a recap. Just to refresh your memory from our last crazy video, the exact split second Chin Hongyan stepped into that room and spotted Yi Chen, pure nightmare fuel took over. She literally folded and hit the deck in sheer terror. Witnessing this absolute madness unfold, her secretary Rongrong is straight up glitching. Peeking from a safe distance, her brain is doing complete mental gymnastics. Like, make it make sense. President Yi was supposed to be the one begging. Instead, the untouchable President Chin is the one groveling right at his feet. Before she can even wrap her head around the situation, Yi Chen slowly shifts his freezing, deadpan gaze straight toward her hiding spot. Panic mode activated. She and the rest of the girls let out a terrified shriek and absolutely book it down the corridor. Once they vanish, a heavy, Suffocating silence completely swallows the room. Still slumped on the carpet, Chin Hongyan is frozen solid. You can practically hear her heart hammering out of her chest, cutting right through that thick, insane tension. Dead silence. Yi Chen flashed a wicked smirk. Miss CEO, dropping to your knees the second I walk in? A bit much, don't you think? His mocking tone made her face burn hot enough to fry an egg. Mentally, she was screaming, if it is too much, then pull me up already. The cringe was physically painful. Plus, this angle was just awful. She internally roasted the entire Wang clan. Without those idiots, she wouldn't be groveling before her ultimate superior. Swallowing her pride, she managed a shaky, "Boss Ye, I messed up big time. Please forget the garbage that left my mouth yesterday." He leaned in, closing the gap until she could feel his breath. "Oh, that jogs my memory. Didn't you claim we were an item 24 hours ago?" Before her brain could process that, he closed the distance and yanked her flush against his chest. Her pupils blew wide. A tiny, breathless squeak slipped out. Trapping her there, he caught a whiff of her perfume. Damn, he realized, she is gorgeous and smells like heaven. Makes total sense why half the city is obsessed. His lips brushed her earlobe. Word on the street is I booked a whole private island just to lock you down. Which one was it? She turned absolute tomato red. Shaking like a leaf, she stuttered. I overstepped. My bad. Only then did he let her breathe. Get off the floor. We need to chat. Stepping back, his boss persona snapped back into place. Shut the blinds. We do not need the whole floor gossiping. She scrambled up and snapped them shut. With the drama paused, he sank into the massive leather chair, casually tossing a folder open. Miss CEO, yesterday you promised to blacklist me from every gig in town. Well, plot twist. I own this place. I pay your salary. So, how exactly are you ending my career? The tension in the room spiked. Fidgeting, she admitted. I just could not fathom a heavyweight like you playing the role of a pathetic live-in husband. Her gaze dropped, but her voice stayed rock solid. The damage is done. Hit me with whatever penalty you want. I will take it on the chin. Slap me. I will not dodge. Roast me. I will listen. Kick me out. I will pack my desk in 5 minutes. That backbone actually earned his respect. Okay, he mused. She is built different. No crying, just owning up to it. The ice finally broke. Relax. You are not fired. His hard glare vanished. Last night, you were the only soul who tossed me a lifeline. If I was actually just a broke loser, you would have been my savior. You could physically see the weight drop off her shoulders. Thank you, Boss Ye. I am yours to command. But his eyes turned freezing cold again. You get a pass. But those snobs at the party, the ones plotting my downfall, I am destroying all of them, she murmured back. Just call me Hongyan. Not missing a beat, he dropped the hammer. Hongyan, pull the files on every single person who crossed me. She gave a sharp nod. It clicked instantly. He was about to nuke the entire local business scene. 30 minutes later, she slammed a stack of dossiers on his desk. The complete hit list, boss. Right on top was Fang Chao's entire background. The name instantly triggered a flashback to that gold digger Wang Jiayao yapping, "Look at him. His family sits on a 10 billion fortune. You are literal trash next to him." Tapping the file, he asked dryly. Thought the Fang squad was top-tier money? Valued at 10 billion? She scoffed. Maybe 2 years ago. They tanked horribly, barely scraping by with 3 billion right now. They are basically on the same sinking ship as the Wangs. She also mentioned the Wang clan was begging them for a 70 million bailout. I will refund their bribes and ghost them. He held up a hand. Hold up. Keep business and personal separate. Slide me that pitch deck. Let us see what they got. She hurried to fetch it. Cut to the lobby downstairs. Fang Chao strolled in, looking like he owned the place. He was praying the CEO had already ripped Ye Chen to shreds. Out of nowhere, some random girl slid up to him, batting her eyelashes. Hey handsome, remember me, the club last weekend? Panicking because he was definitely blacked out that night, he faked a grin. Oh, totally. Meanwhile, his brain started plotting. He rode the elevator up, stepping into a massive gossip session. Dude, the CEO literally dropped to her knees for him. One employee squealed. Fang Chao busted into the circle. Where is the boss? Ignoring their shocked faces, he kicked the executive suite door wide open. Spotting his target, he roared, "You pathetic freeloader." Hiding behind a woman's skirt, Hongyan shot up from her seat, furious. Who let you in? Tuning her out, he aimed a finger at Ye Chen. Trying to drag the CEO down with you? He then puffed out his chest, playing the white knight. Relax, babe. I will take out the trash. Smack. Hongyan closed the distance and completely leveled him with a brutal backhand to the face. Who gave you permission to call me sister? That is President Chin to you. What is up, guys? And welcome back to another crazy episode. Picking right up from last time, Feng Chao just strolled up into Ye Chen's corporate turf. And the second his eyes locked onto our main guy, Dude instantly started running his mouth, casually dropping his sister Hong Yan like they were besties. Big mistake. Before another word could leave his lips, she totally snapped, grabbing him and delivering a ruthless, echoing smack right across his cheek. That brutal hit left him seeing stars, completely glitching out on the spot. Stuttering like a broken record, he frantically backpedaled. President Chin. His brain was literally short-circuiting, trying to process this absolute fever dream. But the wildest part? The CEO and her entire squad were acting completely chill about Ye Chen just chilling in the room. Desperate to make sense of the vibes, this clown's imagination cooked up the most Delulu theory ever. He seriously convinced himself that our boy was just there applying for a security gig. Jamming a finger in Ye Chen's direction, he started yelling about how the puzzle pieces had finally connected. He loudly announced that Ye Chen definitely was not plotting some massive payback against the boss. Nope. In his mind, the guy was just groveling for a bodyguard badge. Listening to this absolute brain rot, Ye Chen did not even flinch, just holding his silence. Internally, he was just marveling at the sheer stupidity radiating from this villain. Like, seriously, what kind of sci-fi fanfiction was this dude writing? But the antagonist was fully lost in the sauce now. Remembering someone dropping the word kneel earlier, his mental gymnastics concluded that Ye Chen had absolutely dropped to his knees, groveled at the CEO's feet, and desperately pleaded for a job. Smugly basking in his own fake detective work, he started roasting our MC without mercy. He loudly reminded the whole room how just yesterday, at the birthday bash, the boss lady literally offered him the security role, and he coldly turned it down. Back then, he actually assumed the guy had a spine. Smirking, he mocked how hilarious it was that the so-called tough guy woke up at the crack of dawn, threw on a cheap suit like a totally obedient puppy, and sprinted over just to beg for a spot in her shadow. After dumping all that toxic trash, he spun toward the CEO, insisting there was no way she would actually hire him. He hyped up the fact that she had literally promised to blacklist our guy from the entire industry during last night's party. The millisecond those words hit her ears, her fury leveled up to max capacity. She stared at him like he was the absolute biggest NPC on the planet. Wrong, chilling in the background, caught the whole exchange and visibly gasped. She started low-key panicking, wondering if her boss actually planned to cancel the main character's entire future. But before she could even spiral, the CEO went full nuclear, dealing out a second, brutal backhand to the villain's face. When on earth did those words ever leave my mouth? She shrieked, totally enraged. Seething with rage, she commanded her assistant to toss the trash out immediately. She officially permabanned him from the entire building, warning that any staff member who ever let him ride the elevator again would be instantly packing their bags. Getting the memo loud and clear, the assistant nodded aggressively. A pair of absolute units stepped up to physically drag the hater away. Despite eating massive dirt, he forcefully choked down his rage. His ego was in shambles, like he was literally a top-tier heir, and he just caught hands in front of an entire audience. But the absolute worst part was catching that massive L while the supposedly worthless ex-husband watched. While being literally hauled toward the exit, he still tried to act tough. Barking over his shoulder, he warned our MC that playing security guard for the big boss did not give him plot armor. He told him to watch his back, promising to make his life an absolute nightmare, vowing to leave him broke, homeless, and rotting behind bars. With those desperate final threats, he was literally tossed onto the pavement. A bit later, parked in his ride, he cranked the ignition. His expression twisted into an incredibly dark, toxic scowl. He started trashing the CEO out loud, accusing her of being a manipulative gold digger who only climbed the ranks using her appearance and wealthy backers. Strangling the steering wheel, he swore on everything that the second he secured total dominance over the rival empire, he would force that arrogant boss to grovel at his feet and beg for mercy. He muttered some seriously twisted revenge fantasies under his breath. Shifting his raging focus back to the main character, he immediately decided he needed to leak the tea to the former in-laws right now, exposing that their so-called trash relative was playing hero for the enemy. 1 hour later, the camera pans to the luxurious Jishan mansion. Taking in all the spicy intel, the family matriarch looked absolutely shook. She demanded a playback of the entire story. She just could not fathom that the rejected, bottom-tier ex-hubby had somehow bagged a gig protecting their ultimate rival. The snitch vehemently promised that he witnessed the entire thing in high definition. He literally caught our boy chilling in the executive suite, casually handling her private files. Yan Yan's jaw practically hit the floor. Xiaojia immediately demanded some receipts for these wild allegations. Pouring straight gasoline on the drama, the hater claimed he got insider info that, the millisecond the guy spotted the CEO, he dropped to the floor and sobbed for a second chance. He then threw out a crazy theory that maybe the fierce boss lady had actually caught feelings for him during the party, dropping her guard and letting him slide into her inner circle. Catching that specific detail, Juchi absolutely lost her mind. She shrieked at the top of her lungs, completely disgusted that he had the absolute audacity to bow down for another girl. Pure, toxic, jealousy absolutely ate her alive. Her mind spiraled, obsessing over how many times she had practically handed him the chance to drop to his knees and own up to his mess. One simple apology, one moment of begging on his knees, and she would have wiped the slate clean. The divorce papers would never have been signed. The cops would have never been involved. Yet, across 3 whole years of being married, the guy never once bowed down to her. But flash forward to now, he was literally on his knees for another girl. Cutting through the heavy silence, Yan Yan dropped a savage comment, totally roasting Jia Yao for losing her grip on Ye Chen. Yan Yan kept flexing, claiming that if she had locked him down, she would have had him scrubbing her feet and groveling from day one. Jia Yao's jaw clenched so hard it could shatter glass. She made a toxic vow right then and there, give her one more shot, and she'd have him bowing 24/7. Pivoting to her grandmother, she aggressively pushed to cancel Qin Hongyan entirely. Since the CEO flaked on their deal, Jia Yao wanted total war and zero contact. Smack. Out of nowhere, old Madame Wang delivered a brutal slap across Jia Yao's face, ripping into her for acting totally delusional. The matriarch snapped everyone back to reality. 70 million in funding was literally sitting in Qin Hongyan's pocket. Beefing with her right now would be absolute career suicide. Cooling down later, the old lady dialed up Qin Hongyan herself, fishing for answers. On the other end, the CEO kept it completely chill, casually brushing off the drama as a massive misunderstanding. She played the part perfectly, faking an apology and dropping the deal. But deep down, she was absolutely laughing her head off. Imagine if the Wang family matriarch ever discovered the truth. Their quote-unquote worthless live-in husband was literally the big boss, pulling all the strings. President Ye. The old lady would flat out drop dead from the shock. Meanwhile, old Madame Wang was fighting hard to hide her own greedy excitement. The second President Ye got mentioned. She eagerly volunteered her son, Jichang, to go rub elbows with the mysterious billionaire and secure the bag. Hanging up, she cornered Jichang and gave him a lethal warning. This meeting had to go off without a single hitch. 0 mistakes allowed. At the same time, she commanded her private squad to keep digging up dirt on Ye Chen. They needed every single receipt they could find to destroy him. Stepping up with a smug grin, Xiao Jiao bragged that he already had hardcore proof of Ye Chen snatching cash straight from street thugs. The old lady hyped him up, ordering him to keep those files locked down tight. When the perfect moment hit, they'd either lock Ye Chen behind bars or use him to blackmail Qin Hongyan. Back to Jia Yao. Getting utterly embarrassed in front of her whole family pushed her over the edge. She totally lost her mind, shaking violently from the sheer disrespect. Tuning out her mom's screaming, she bolted from the estate. She smashed the gas pedal, gunning her ride straight for Huashan Group with one toxic goal: make Ye Chen pay. Tires screeching, she pulled into the company's dark underground garage. But the second her eyes locked onto the scene ahead, her jaw practically hit the concrete. Chilling right there in the dim lighting were none other than Ye Chen and Qin Hongyan. Together. What is up, guys? Hope you're all doing amazing, and welcome back to the channel. Alright, picking right up from the crazy cliffhanger in the previous episode. We saw Wang Jiayao crashing Ye Chen's workplace like an absolute hurricane of rage. The instant she rolled up into that underground lot, she spotted a sight that literally stopped her heart. Ye Chen and Qin Hongyan, standing side by side. But here's the kicker. Ye Chen was looking like a whole snack, suited up, sharp as a knife, radiating pure boss energy. Jia Yao was completely paralyzed. Toxic envy scorched her soul. Her brain short-circuited. Did this loser seriously get a massive glow-up the second he dropped her? She was seeing red. Kicking her car door wide open, she marched out and screamed at the top of her lungs. Ye Chen, do you have zero dignity left? You're seriously out here acting like Qin Hongyan's lapdog? The sudden shrieking made Ye Chen whip his head around, genuinely thrown off guard. Why the hell is Wang Jiayao lurking down here? He whispered to himself. Right beside him, Qin Hongyan's radar instantly went off. Catching the notoriously snobby Wang princess in her territory felt super weird. But Jiayao was just getting started. She kept barking at him like she was the victim. So what? You dropped to your knees and whined to Qin Hongyan? If you're so willing to trash your own pride, why didn't you grovel at my feet? Her vibe was absolutely sickening, acting like she was handing down some holy blessing. I threw you a million lifelines. If you had just bowed your head and begged, you'd still be chilling as a Wang family VIP today. That was the breaking point. Ye Chen's filter vanished. You actually have the audacity to ask why I didn't bow to you? Are you hearing yourself right now? His voice turned dangerously cold. Literally 2 days ago, you sneaked off to a hotel with that Fang creep and stabbed me in the back. And after pulling that trashy move, you seriously expected me to get on the floor and apologize? Unbelievably, Jiao's ego didn't even flinch. I literally threw you a bone at my birthday party yesterday. 1. Kneel. That's all it took, and I would have stopped Grandma from pushing the divorce. You'd still be wearing my ring. Throwing a lethal glare at Qin Hongyan, she aimed her finger like a weapon. Back at the Westlake Hotel, if you had just swallowed your pride and begged, I would have kept the cops out of it. Both times, all you had to do was bend the knee. So why simp for her and not me? I was literally your wife. Her mental gymnastics were honestly terrifying. Ye Chen stared her down with ice in his veins. Bowing to a real wife isn't a crime, but bowing to a cheater? That's pathetic. I let you get away with way too much these past 3 years. That reality check landed like a punch, but Jia Yao instantly went nuclear. You spoiled me? Try looking in a mirror I made you. Giving you the time of day was my biggest mistake. No wonder you're out here acting completely out of pocket. My whole family is literally flaming me for letting you off the leash. Her god complex was off the charts. You're nothing but a freeloader who slept on our couch. If I had seen this coming, I would have made you grovel and scrub the floors every single day. You used to scrub my feet. Smack! A brutal slap instantly shattered the parking lot's silence. Jia Yao shrieked, clutching her stinging cheek in absolute shock. The one who dealt that devastating blow? Qin Hongyan. Her eyes were practically spitting hellfire. You're the one who stepped out on him, and you're acting like the victim? Have you literally zero shame left? Jia Yao just froze up, her entire body shaking with toxic rage. Are you out of your mind? You actually hit me? Qin Hongyan didn't miss a beat. Yeah, I slapped you. What? Do I need to check my calendar and book an appointment for it? Jia Yao let out another unhinged screech. You homewrecker? You snatch my guy, and then assault me? Realizing this was about to spiral out of control, Ye Chen finally slid in, softly gripping Hongyan's shoulder to pull her back. Drop it. She's not worth it. Shifting his cold gaze to his ex, he laid down the brutal truth. Get lost, Jia Yao. We are completely done. Hearing those words totally shattered her massive ego. Her toxic brain immediately started spinning. Fine, even if this pathetic lapdog doesn't belong to me anymore. There is absolutely no way I'm letting some other chick snatch him up. Her delusion hit maximum levels. Quit your job at Wansheng Group right this second. You are done playing bodyguard for her. Then, she seriously tried to flex her wallet. She's paying you what, 200,000 a year? I'll drop 500,000 on you. Hearing this absolutely pathetic offer, Hongyan just cracked up. Wait, you seriously think 500,000 can buy Ye Chen? She was literally dying of laughter. Girl, slap another zero onto that pathetic number, and you still wouldn't even come close. Jia Yao's jaw practically hit the pavement. Wait, his paycheck isn't 200,000, it's 5 million? Did this CEO chick completely lose her mind? Before the crazy ex could even process that math, Hongyan just coolly nudged Ye Chen. We're leaving. As they turned their backs on her, full panic mode activated for Jia Yao. Ye Chen, freeze right there. She sprinted over, digging her manicured claws right into his forearm. You have to quit today. Xiaoji already secured the hard evidence showing you pawned that luxury watch. If he takes this to the cops, you are getting locked up. Then she dropped her ultimate ultimatum. Ditch Hongyan right now. Crawl back to the Wang estate as my private guard, and I'll force Xiaoji to completely bury the evidence. But Ye Chen shut her down in a heartbeat. Appreciate the fake concern, but I'm going to pass on that job. His voice dropped to sub-zero temperatures. I refuse to guard trash who casually books hotel rooms with random dudes right in front of my face. That savage reality check absolutely nuked her brain. But Ye Chen was totally unbothered. He just smoothly slid into the driver's seat. If Xiaoji actually has the receipts, tell him to call the cops. See if I care. And just like that, he slammed the gas and peeled out. Ye Chen, you do not have permission to walk away from me. Jia Yao shrieked at his taillights. But the dude was already a ghost. Left standing in the dust, physically vibrating with fury, pure, toxic jealousy hijacked her brain. There is zero chance a smart CEO drops 5 million just for some muscle. Is she secretly keeping him around as her boy toy? Her paranoia spiked off the charts. Just like that, her bitter envy mutated into a full-blown psychotic obsession. Rooted to the asphalt, hyperventilating with rage, her mind plunged right into the gutter. Big deal, Qin Hongyan. You already bagged a massive whale like CEO Yi, yet you're still out here scooping up random guys. And you have the audacity to call me shameless? You are literally the trashiest one here. Feeding into her own delusion just gassed her up even more. And Ye Chen, that absolute scum, is just as rotten. He knows exactly who her sugar daddy is, but he's totally fine playing the side piece. Just thinking about them makes me want to scream. Her fragile ego simply refused to take the L. How am I worse than her? What does she have that I am lacking? Down the rabbit hole she went. Cut to a totally different vibe, Yunjiao's 7th Street. This was not a tourist spot. 7th Street was literally the most notoriously savage slum in the whole city. Cops didn't even bother patrolling this nightmare zone. On one side of the street, desperate folks were just grinding to stay alive. But cross the street, that was the stomping ground for cold-blooded gangs and cartel bosses. If you breathed the air in Yunjiao's underworld, you knew one absolute truth. Whether the streets were bleeding or peaceful, the ultimate shot caller was always Brother Guai. And the dude came with one totally chilling urban legend. Whenever he stepped out his front door, gripping a duffel bag, it only meant one terrifying thing. That bag was either packing a severed head or a blood-stained machete. And right now, the arrogant Wang Xiaoji was pulling up to this deadly turf. He nervously stepped up, bowing his head in total respect. "Greetings, Boss Guai," the underworld kingpin answered back, his voice grinding like crushed rocks. Well, the famous young Master Wang, welcome to the gutter. My bad for not rolling out the red carpet." Skipping past the fake politeness, Xiaoji completely cut to the chase. He popped open a velvet box, flashing a ridiculously iced-out timepiece. "I'm here for business." He held it up to the dim light. "This Richard Mille right here goes for north of $5 million bucks. I'll slide it to you for a steal, just 4.5 million. Then he dropped the catch. "But my name completely stays out of this. You need to spread the word that some guy named Ye Chen fenced it here." Boss Guai's icy eyes immediately squinted. He zeroed right in on the ugly purple bruise painting Xiaoji's cheek. "That bruised-up mug of yours? This Ye Chen kid gave you that, didn't he?" Xiaoji squeezed his fists until his knuckles turned white. The mob boss had nailed it. He's literally just some pathetic live-in husband, squatting at my uncle's place. The Wang family is keeping this super low-key to protect our VIP status, but I am not choking down this kind of disrespect. I need that rat rotting behind bars. Despite Xiaoji throwing his weight around, Guai straight-up rejected the offer. "Can't do it." He slowly blew a thick cloud of cigar smoke. "Master Lu laid down the law ages ago. Stay completely out of rich people's family drama. If I back your play, and you guys suddenly kiss and make up, my crew is the one left holding the bag." Panic instantly flashed across Xiaoji's face. There is zero chance of that happening. Ye Chen is officially dead to the Wang family. And who the hell is this Master Lu guy anyway? Why are you bowing down to him? The second Master Lu's name got dragged. One of Gua's goons absolutely lost it. "Watch your mouth, punk. Master Lu pulls the strings around here. He is the absolute boss." Young Master Wang flinched hard, but Brother Gua just kept his cool, his voice dead serious. "Master Lu paved my way. Without him, I am absolutely nobody in these streets. What he says goes, it is practically law. Get someone else to do your dirty work." But Wang was sweating bullets now, totally desperate. "I will drop the price to 4 million. Crickets. Fine, 3 million. You flip this, and you are easily walking away with a cool 2 million in pure profit." That massive payout stopped Gua dead in his tracks. A dangerous flush crept up his neck as pure, unadulterated greed flashed across his face. A wicked smirk spread across his lips. "You know, Master Lu always preached one golden rule: never turn your back on cold hard cash." He let out a gritty laugh. "The world is massive, the universe is endless, but absolutely nothing tops stacking paper. Consider it done, young Master Wang. I am in." And just like that, they locked in the lethal contract. Cutting straight back to Ye Chen and Qin Hongyan, the tension inside their speeding car was thick enough to cut with a knife. Out of nowhere, Ye Chen shattered the silence. "Listen up. From this second forward, unless I give the green light, you do not lay another finger on Wang Jiaqi." That totally caught Qin Hongyan off guard. Her mind started racing. Wait, does President Ye actually still have feelings for his toxic ex? The curiosity was eating her alive. President Ye, after the absolute hell she put you through, how do you not despise her? What is up, guys? Hope you are all doing amazing, and welcome back to another epic breakdown. Alright, catching up on the absolute madness from the last episode. Yi Chen totally catches Qin Hongyan slipping when he drops a massive warning, declaring that starting right now, she is strictly forbidden from ever throwing hands at Wang Jiaqi without his explicit say-so. Getting hit with that random rule leaves Hongyan completely paralyzed with shock. Her brain immediately goes into overdrive, wondering if the CEO is actually still hung up on the woman who wrecked him. The second that suspicion creeps in, she physically cannot keep her mouth shut. She just blurts out, "President Ye, that girl treated you like absolute garbage. Do you seriously not hold even an ounce of resentment toward her?" That heavy question leaves the car completely dead and silent. Finally, Ye Chen drops some absolute poetry. "Hate and love, they are just two sides of the exact same coin. Holding on to hatred is practically the same as holding on to love. Is there genuinely a difference?" Getting hit with that insane level of maturity absolutely blows Qin Hongyan away. Staring right at him, she realizes this guy is totally built different, proving exactly why he is the legendary heir to a massive empire. From his emotional intelligence to his god-tier mindset, literally every single thing about him screams dominance. She instantly feels herself falling way harder. The man's aura is just magnetic. She is practically swooning over how ridiculously good-looking he is, backed by crazy generational wealth. Plus, his entire philosophy operates on a totally different frequency from normal people. Top it all off, he actually treats women with genuine class and respect. Running through all those green flags, a subtle, blushing smile lights up Hongyan's face as she locks in a secret vow. If Wang Jiaqi was dumb enough to throw away an absolute diamond, then she is going to step up and claim this boss for herself. Fast forward a bit, the camera cuts, and our duo pulls up to a breathtaking new spot, the legendary Golden Pavilion Temple. Surrounded by totally insane, picturesque views, the two of them dive straight back into business. Yi Chen's vibe turns ice cold as he questions if this is the exact spot where the Wang family wants to construct their elite private estate. As he speaks, all the crazy project blueprints flash through his head. This is the exact same mega development the Wangs are begging Wansheng Group to fund. This so-called ultra-luxury community, it is basically a VIP fortress designed strictly for the city's absolute top 1%. Hongyan gives a quick nod, scanning the gorgeous horizon before confirming that, yep, they are standing right on ground zero. She breaks it down, pointing out how this zone boasts the sickest botanical gardens in all of Yuzhou. Not to mention, it backs right up against a massive mountain draped in blood-red maples. Any billionaire living up here could easily step out their back door for an aesthetic picnic right inside those crimson woods. Oh, and it gets better. The absolute only natural hot spring in the entire region is hidden right on this property. Spitting out all those facts, she pivots hard. Sure, the real estate is literally god tier, but President Ye, are you actually planning to fund those snakes? The Wangs crossed every single line and treated you like dirt. Despite her rising temper, Ye Chen does not even blink, looking unbothered as ever. He just shrugs and drops a massive bombshell. Truth is, this entire master plan, I actually came up with it. Hongyan's jaw practically hits the floor. She stammers out, wait, did those bottom feeders actually steal your intellectual property? Seeing her glitching out, Ye Chen waves it off, telling her it is not that simple. He then spills the entire, wild backstory. He admits he always knew the Wang family was desperately thirsting to climb the social ladder and hit true elite status in Yuzhou. But the second Jiaqi's grandfather kicked the bucket, it became brutally obvious that Wang Jiangqiang and Wang Ziyuan were totally incompetent trash. Instead of leveling up, those clowns just kept clawing at each other's throats over the tiny scraps of wealth left in the vault. Watching them crash and burn is exactly why he originally drafted up this insane blueprint for them. His mastermind strategy? Use this luxury fortress to put the other heavy-hitting families on a leash, giving the Wangs ultimate leverage without them even having to lift a finger. The ultimate play? Designing a super-exclusive gated community tailored just for the elites. Ye Chen spills the tea, revealing he actually handed this billion-dollar concept straight to Wang Jiaqi. She took it directly to old Madame Wang, who totally loved the pitch but immediately played favorites. The matriarch snatched the project and handed it right over to Wang Jicheng. Hearing this mess, Qin Hongyan connects the dots, realizing the Wang dynasty is heavily biased toward Jicheng's bloodline. She pauses, shaking her head at the classic toxic patriarchy boys always win in that house. To them, Jiaqi never even stood a chance at claiming the throne or flexing any real power in the family empire. Letting her guard down a bit, Hongyan quietly admits that, for once, she actually pities the girl. Ye Chen's eyes darken. He gives a slow nod, confirming that Jiaqi was basically the family punching bag, zero respect attached. Her parents crushed her with expectations, and to top it off, they forced her into a dead-end marriage with a so-called loser live-in husband. But the sympathy vanishes real quick. Hongyan's expression shifts to pure disgust as reality kicks back in. Childhood trauma or not, she snaps. Nothing excuses sneaking around and cheating. The air grows heavy until Ye Chen steps in close. With cinematic smoothness, he reaches out and gently plucks a stray red maple leaf off her shoulder. Locking eyes with her, his voice drops an octave. Hongyan, he murmurs, let us get out of here and grab a drink. Smash cut to a dimly lit lounge. We find Wang Jiaqi slumped in a booth with her bestie. Looking completely wrecked, she slams her glass down, screaming that she just wants to get wasted. Hong Yi, she demands, grabbing her friend's sleeve. Take a shot with me right now. Freaked out by her unhinged energy, Song Hong Yi leans in, demanding to know what kind of disaster struck today. Like, why are they day drinking? And more importantly, who has a death wish and dared to cross her? Drop the name, Hong Yi insists, and she is ready to throw hands immediately. That hype only fuels the fire. Jiaqi explodes, spitting out that it is all that witch Qin Hongyan's fault. She literally slapped the taste out of my mouth, Jiaqi shrieks, and I did not even do anything. She claims she was merely putting her own garbage ex-husband in his place. So where did this random CEO get the audacity to strike her? Wild-eyed, she rants. Why is she gatekeeping that absolute loser Ye Chen anyway? Trying to bring some logic to the chaos, Hong Yi drops a hard truth. You never kick a dog without checking who holds the leash. Since her ex is basically Hong Yan's loyal guard dog now, obviously the boss lady was not going to let anyone disrespect her property. Jiaqi scoffs, aggressively defending herself. She swears she only stepped out on her marriage one single time. It is 2024, she yells. What hot girl has not cheated? You literally cheated twice. Boom, friendly fire. Hong Yi chokes, spewing her drink across the table like a busted fire hydrant. Wiping her mouth, she glares at Jiaqi, wondering why she is catching strays. At least my husband never caught me, she mutters defensively. Shifting the blame back to Ye Chen, Jiaqi whines about his audacity. He was just a kept man, he should have stayed quiet and swallowed his pride. She ordered him to his knees, but the guy straight up ghosted her demands and walked away. And instead, he bows down to Qin Hongyan, begging to be her personal muscle. Green with envy, Jiaqi spirals. Why her? She could have easily matched whatever salary that woman was throwing at him. Hong Yi taps her chin, shifting into full detective mode. Reflecting on the past 3 years, she knows Ye Chen was basically a super simp for Jiaqi. Feelings that deep do not just vanish overnight. She smirks, claiming she knows exactly why he curved her cash. He took the gig with the billionaire boss lady because he is trying to level up and finally earn Jiaqi's respect. The logic totally short-circuits Jiaqi's brain. Sighing at the blank stare, Hong Yi breaks it down step by step. If he took her money, he would still just be the pathetic parasite eating off her plate. But making his own bag out in the wild, that gives him the right to stand tall. He is out there grinding to build his own empire. He is building his reputation, proving he is a top-tier man. Also, he can come crawling back and slap a ring on her finger again. The delusion hits hard. Jiaqi's eyes light up like fireworks, instantly curing her meltdown. Feeding totally into the fantasy, a smug, arrogant smirk creeps across her face. She hits a dramatic hair flip. I knew it, she gloats. That loser is still obsessed with me. Witnessing this peak Delulu behavior, Hong Yi has to pop the bubble. Wait, was not the goal to bag a high-status alpha? She suggests marrying the wealthy Feng Chao instead. Hearing the name, Jiaqi physically cringes. Feng Chao is a massive walking red flag, who only cares about himself. At least Ye Chen is actually safe. Song Hui Qiao straight up admits that if things go south, she will just pull the plug on her marriage and keep Ye Chen on the hook as her ultimate safety net. A clueless, loyal guy like him would not even think twice about taking her back. Catching wind of this incredibly toxic mindset, Ji Qi calls her out for being an absolute menace. But a split second later, her expression twists into pure bitterness as she violently spits out that Ye Chen totally shattered her expectations, so he absolutely deserves the heartbreak. Right in the middle of their trash talk session, Song Hong Yi brings up a massive plot hole. Wait, was he not a full-time stay-at-home husband? So what triggered his sudden side hustle as a delivery driver over the last 6 months? Cue the flashback as Ji Qi pieces it together. Flashback to roughly 6 months ago. While the whole squad was living it up on a Swiss vacation, Yi Chen fell violently ill and was completely broke. With zero way to reach them, the guy was forced to hustle and scrape together the cash on his own. Right as the gossip heats up, Ji Qi's phone violently vibrates across the table. The screen flashes young Master Wang, and she instantly snatches it up. On the other end, Wang Xiaojia barks at her to drop everything and rush to Grandma's estate. Why? He just secured hard proof that Yi Chen fenced that luxury watch. Smash cut to the following morning. We are panning across the ridiculously massive lobby of the Huasheng Group headquarters. Yi Chen strides through those automatic doors dripping with absolute CEO energy, while the entire staff practically bows down in sync. Out of nowhere, his ringtone shatters the silence. It is Wang Xiaojia, demanding he drag himself over to Grandma's place immediately. The rich kid brags that he even dragged the buyer into the mix. He dares Yi Chen to show up and face the music if he actually has a spine. Listening to this playground-level threat, Yi Chen keeps his voice icy and completely unbothered, while the gears in his head spin out of control. He never fenced that timepiece, so who the heck is this phantom buyer? Shaking off the confusion, he declares that no matter what kind of trap this is, he is pulling up to crush this drama permanently, just to get these clowns off his back. Click. He hangs up before the kid can even breathe. Dropping the phone into his pocket, he locks eyes with Secretary Ju Rongrong and fires off a single question. Can you drive? She nods without missing a beat. Boom. He makes the call right then and there, ordering her to prep the car for Sheishan Villa. Yes, sir, she replies with zero hesitation. And guys, that is where we leave things hanging. Catch you all in the next breakdown. Until then, stay tuned and peace out.